The mundane world you know is a lie, fraying at the edges. Follow the echoes of Metropolis. Chase the truth to its source and ascend. You are entering White Walls, a chronicle about Mage the Ascension and Kult Divinity Lost. Due to adult language and the violent nature and intense horror themes of our tales of terror and damnation, we encourage listener discretion. Welcome to Vorpal Tales, where we play terrifying tales and awesome adventures every day of the week. If it's the dark and scary that calls to you, we have Kimchi's Grimdark Chronicles playing Black Void on Thursdays. We have Trinity Continuum Aberrant following the adventures of our superheroes in the Quantum Knights on Saturday. And on Tuesday, we are playing Mage Victorian Era for you Mage fans out there, following our wayward cabal as they try to save a woman from the machinations of a dastardly vampiric sorceress. You should check out the Indiegogo. It's smashing through stretch goals right now, and it's really close to the next one. So if you haven't supported, go check it out. If it's a bit of sci-fi intrigue that you fancy, we have Cyberpunk Red, where our cyberpunks are definitely, absolutely 100% behind their new mission, which is to help two emergent AIs create AI babies. It's going to go perfectly well. What could go wrong? And on Wednesday is Tales from the Loop, where you can follow the adventures of a group of middle schoolers who head into the woods and find far more than they thought they would. And if it's fantasy you crave, we have Scarred Lands on Fridays, where their band of merry adventurers recently solved a mystery, saved some people, were tried to convince to join a really weird secret organization with the strangest recruiting methods ever, and will probably end up finding dragons. Be sure to check out our website, vorpaltales.com, to see our complete calendar, see recaps of shows, and get the links to our past archives on YouTube. You'll also find links to all our social media there, and our Patreon. Be sure to click follow on Twitch so you can get notified of shows, and if you check out the YouTube archive, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. All new and current Twitch followers are entered into a drawing for a free PDF of any of our past games once we hit the next double lots on Twitch, which is any day now. Special thanks to Onyx Path Publishing and White Wolf for gifting us the World of Darkness and all the support they offer, and to Helmgast and Modivius for gifting us the newest version of Kult Divinity Lost. Thanks to Astral Tabletop for the awesome virtual space we use to play our games, and Nate Mid from right here at Vorpal Tales for our Astral Tabletop character sheets. You can use them too to play Mage 20th Anniversary Edition on Astral. Thank you to Dark Somnium Music, Darren Curtis Music, and Sabbath Music for providing some of the sounds you're hearing, as well as Helmgast for letting us use the Divinity Original Sin soundtrack. Links to all of that coolness will appear in chat shortly. Awaken Seekers of Enlightenment, tell us who you are and who you're playing in this chronicle.
Am I first?
Yes.
Oh, geez. So first I want to apologize for that Twitch beat drop that everyone just heard from when I opened up the homepage. But my name is Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade, and tonight I am playing Drake, the mage who Typhoon kicked not a Cenobite, help me out.
Not Cenobite. Yes, you got it right.
What are they called?
The word is Purgatide.
Purgatide. The man who Typhoon kicked a Purgatide to quote-unquote death.
And then pissed off half of hell.
Hey everybody, I'm Ever. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever, and I will be playing Gabriel, who is the part of the Cult of Ecstasy, and so far he's not very useful in hell, but it's okay, we're out now, so he'll get a few drinks and do his thing.
Hi, I'm Eric, at Maroon Recluse on Twitter, and tonight I will be playing Jose Vega, the Catholic priest and member of the Celestial Chorus, who is all kinds of messed up in the head.
Hello, my name is Rachel. You can find me Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere, mostly Twitter and Instagram, and I play Sophie, the Hollow One.
Hello, my name is Jared, and I'll be playing Leo today. I am the dream speaker of the group.
Excellent. And now, Ever, if you would, please read our recap of last session.
Alrighty. Prologue scene. A pleasant morning, full of crisp, clean air and mild sunlight. It's the perfect morning to plan a murder. Our would-be murderess takes her time on the planning at a cozy cafe. She's a beautiful redhead with bright green eyes and Doc Martens. A barista tries to dissuade her from smoking or putting her booted feet up on the furniture. He doesn't know who he's dealing with, however, and the young woman plays a few dominance games with the poor barista. She finds a sore spot when she insults his first name, Perry. Perry tries to play the dominance game, but finds himself in a paralyzing nerve pinch. Perry's whole world becomes pain. She demands an apology, not for herself, but on behalf of her boots. She forces a gesture of submission from Perry as he kisses her boots and tops it off by forcing him to swallow her lit cigarette butt. Perry threatens to call the cops, which was a terrible idea that earns him a knife to the heart and kidney. I don't think this is a very nice lady. Sucks for us, she's the bouncer at No Limits. Father Vega reveals what he's seen of the woman's aura. Leo tries to harness his supernatural senses to perceive what's going on. He opens his mind to the ambient emotions and realizes that an incredible number of people have died here, and they have not died pleasantly. Even worse, there are no wraiths here. Someone has done something to the spirits of the victims killed here. Leo gains a terrible insight into the inferno, which provokes a grand mal seizure. Sophie glances at the door only to realize there is no door. Probably for the best. There's a Nehemoth out there. Gabriel tries to apply his knowledge of medicine and manages to wrangle Leo into recovery position. Leo tries to convey what he saw, but the depth of that horror is difficult to adequately communicate. As we decide what to do next, we realize the system of rooms and hallways forms an inverted pentagram. We're not sure what it might mean, as it probably has to do with someone else's paradigm. At random, we take the southeast corridor. We end up in a dive bar with a bartender who stepped out of central casting for 70s mafia movies. Sophie uses her life sense to pick up that everyone here has very subdued life signs. Gabriel and Sophie try to order cocktails, but the bartender is fresh out of old fashions or fun pink drinks. He offers sadness, despair, and the house special, damnation. Sophie orders a damnation and carefully examines this cocktail, concluding it's delicious and she wants more. Meanwhile, Leo loads up his pipe with marijuana. Drake goes to sit next to a woman who's alone, except for a pile of cigarettes she cannot stop smoking. Drake tries to take a cigarette from her, but it doesn't go well. As Sophie grows thirstier, we realize there's no water in this bar. Drake tries to help Sophie's thirst by creating water for her, but it doesn't work. There's no water here. We realize we're in purgatory. Drake hears a noise. Someone demanding Drake come fix the jukebox. It's his old master. Sophie realizes it's an illusion. Purgatory seems to be shifting. The father intercedes, drawing Drake's attention away from his old master. We leave and find ourselves in an actual nightclub. It's full of spikes, leather, and debauchery. Drake warns us strongly against taking part in the dancing, invoking the Kevin Bacon film Footloose. Sophie and Leo catch sight of another dancer, Tam. Sophie gets drawn in by the music and dancing, and starts dancing closer to Tam. Leo, then Gabriel, then Drake all fall under the music's spells. Only the father remains. He makes the decision to call upon his avatar, and makes a dark deal to remove the effect. The dancers see a dark shape move through the dance floor, and the spell breaks, but at the cost of Tam's life, who is now bleeding out due to a slit throat on the dance floor. We grab Tam's body and flee the club, only to end up in the hellscape Leo saw at the beginning of the session. It's literally hell. We're not sure what to do when Sophie, covered in blood and holding Tam's limp body, senses the Nehemoth hug her from behind, slip something into her back pocket, and say she still wants to play. Seeing what she was given, Sophie comes up with a lock of Genevieve's hair, one pulled out by the roots. We still aren't sure what to do, because Nefandis versus Hell is a pretty difficult choice. Hell slightly wins. We stand just inside Hell, unsure what to do. We look for the threat of Tam's spirit when confronted by nightmare horrors. Drake immediately attacks with an incredibly typhoon kick. They counterattack with spiked chains, which freeze right before they hit us. Someone laughs behind us. A portly, slightly balding man greets us, introducing himself as Mr. Pinkerton. He's willing to help us out of Hell if we agree to find out who Genevieve's killer was working for. We learn the following things about this man. He's a mage, and he works for an entity going by the name Abhaloth Sebek, which is a name that means absolutely nothing to us. Sophie negotiates to save Tam, which seems to be an easy thing for him. We end up back in the club. Tam is restored to life, though with a strangely achy throat. We have a very involved conversation about what to do next. We know we have to take out the Nefandi, but not how. Eventually, we land on moving to the last room in the club we have not yet seen. It's a fancy art gallery, but the art is of flayed and flensed corpses, including Genevieve. Sophie asks if Gabriel can use a lock of Genevieve's hair to determine if the exhibit is actually Genevieve. Gabriel struggles with his magic, but determines this is some kind of clone of Genevieve. Gabriel pulls Sophie aside to reveal this information. Drake eavesdrops gently on this conversation and concludes there must be some kind of time travel weirdness going on. Drake decides to wreck the gallery, which the utterly depraved attendees think is some form of performance art. Hopefully, we've attracted enough Nephandic attention. We crash through the emergency exit and end up outside, back in the real world. Tam is still with us, and Sophie and Leo aren't sure what to do with them. Tam seems motivated by the obvious, though Sophie and Leo want to try and protect them. They're not sure where to bring them, but settle on it's probably okay to bring them back to the Chantry. This means we don't split up, which is probably for the best when we end up in a catastrophic car wreck. The end.
And now, as per usual, the camera spins away from the protagonists to the antagonists. The girl entered the study. She immediately noticed the white walls, resonating with the essence of their owner. She was much like the walls, appearing sturdy and well put together on the outside. The resonance tells the true story of what's within. Beneath the veneer, she had healed over scars, covering her arms and legs. She had many addictions tearing at her, demanding fulfillment. But she hid all of this from the world. She had good practice. She had hidden the abuse she had endured for much of her life from everyone. By now, this was second nature for her. The second thing she noticed was the redhead. The redhead did not try to hide her essence. Petite and beautiful, the girl could clearly tell this was a dangerous person. The world itself seemed to recoil from her. In the flickering candlelight filling the room, the girl could see even the redhead's shadow seemed to fear her, and she cast none. "You're finally here," the redhead chirped in an excited voice. "I was beginning to worry you wouldn't make it." "I feel like you don't ever worry," the girl intoned in a sarcastic voice. "You're right, I'm just making nice. We haven't had a new sister in a while, and I'm just so excited to watch you become just like me. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, you need to finish your becoming. I trust you solved Pinkerton's little puzzles?" The girl's eyes darkened at this. "Yes. It's all so clear to me now. I've learned much, and I've torn away my conscience. I've removed my limits, and I'm ready. It all needs to end." The redhead smiled in response to this, and the smile was terrifying. "Then let's begin." The redhead began to croon softly, in words the girl could not understand, but which made her vision swim and her spirit ache. As she crooned, she wheeled a mirror to the side. The air in the newly empty spot began to shimmer as the eerie flesh and crystal flower appeared from its umbral realm. The The redhead caressed it while whispering words to it, and it folded open like a corrupted flower responding to the rays of an obsidian sun. The redhead stepped back and looked expectantly at the girl. But what about, began the girl. The redhead interrupted. Don't worry, I've already begun. By the time you get back, they'll be ready. The girl nodded once decisively and stepped into the call. The redhead watched the call close and fade back into its pocket realm, and then wheeled the mirror back into place. Time to get to work on dear old dad. Can't disappoint my new sister, she giggled to herself. She slipped out of the house and into the night. When last we left, you had gotten in a car wreck. T-bone from the side, from a vehicle moving at speed. We're going to pick up with that scene. Your car was knocked on its side, spun around a few times, and hit the side of a building after it jumped the sidewalk.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, God.
Thank you very much. If you like what you see, give us a follow. I'll have to make sure we come check you out next.
Oh, God. Oh. 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 Fuck. What the fuck hit us? Jesus Christ.
Are we all conscious, or some of us out of it for the moment?
You were all car wreck stunned, but none of you were knocked out.
I'm probably like we just got like a grenade just set off right beside us, so we're probably hearing white noise. Like, oh.
Gabriel.
Yeah, the world's upside down or sideways, depending on where you landed. If you weren't wearing a seatbelt, you're having a bad day. Everything's spinning, vertigo, nausea, ringing in your ears, the tinnitus.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah. What? Oh my. Really? That's what you're gonna tell me now? Jesus. So, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Can I? Yeah,
Padre,
I wanna
¿estás
start
bien?
Out the door.
Sí. Gracias.
You are able to release your seatbelt. The car landed on its side, you're not upside down, and the side that got T-boned is not your side.
Sophie would like to check on Tam.
Sophie,
Oh dear.
you go turn to check on Tam and you realize turning hurts a lot. Something's wrong with your hip. Also, the right arm, you can't move it. You shake it off a little bit and look over. You were in the passenger side. The door is crunched right up on you, pushing you in. And you're like, pretty sure there's something coming out of your hip that isn't you.
Well, that's not good. That's the opposite of good. I have 2 dots of the life sphere. Is that
Yes.
enough to fix myself?
Not when the foreign body is still embedded inside. However, you might be able to clear your head and/or ignore the pain for now. Just don't forget you're bleeding. That would be really bad.
Could I like beat on the? Can I get out of the car and then start screaming at the other car that hit us?
Because you were also on the passenger side.
I was.
In the back.
Yeah, I was.
You're actually halfway across Gabriel, who would really like you to not be in their lap.
I get
Probably.
Well,
Gabriel
No,
was
no,
making
that
a
was
joke.
it.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Drake. No, on the passenger side is the side that's upright, which is why Leo is hanging over Gabriel. The only reason that Sophie hasn't slid off is the door impaled her.
Can I?
Oh,
Got it.
somebody
I got
tells
it.
me. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
All right. Okay, so the passenger, the driver's side is the one that's on the ground. The passenger side is sticking up. Sophie is impaled on a door. So I unbuckle myself. I was sitting pretty far in the back, if I remember correctly, and it's an SUV we were driving, right?
Yes. Also, before you carry on, in case you were muted earlier, I would like to once again say thank you to the Raiders. You guys are awesome. Steve was calling you out and praising you. In
I
case you didn't hear him.
was, so I apologize for that. Thank you so much.
OBS
to
mutes are doom.
Bunny Hearted, Dork Tales, and Sylvester Slays. Thank you all so much.
All right, go ahead.
We are just getting started for the Mage Awesomeness. So I want to go to the back and just punch out the hatchback of the SUV, so we have a way out.
Okay. Just give me a basic strength plus brawl roll. Shouldn't be a problem. But you never know. You can botch.
I mean, I don't have much in Brawl because I'm a martial arts.
You can use martial arts.
Okay, thank you. Difficulty 6.
Yep.
Where's my roll? Roll dice. 1 success.
Is enough. It takes a little effort. You have to kick it a couple times, and you kick it open.
Mm-hmm.
And you immediately see, because I'm going to assume you stick your head out a little bit.
Yeah, I want to just kind of punch it out and just be like, we got a way out. We just got to go backwards to go forward, guys, all right?
It's a dump truck.
Dump truck?
Oh,
A
jeez.
dump truck hit you. That's why it hurt so much.
All right, so...
The driver of the dump truck, by the way, is just sitting there, staring straight off into space. Not moving.
Sophie makes a mental note to follow up on that
Yeah.
when she has tended to her immediate needs.
Yep.
Father Vega, we haven't approached you yet.
Yeah,
You were driving.
I was?
We didn't actually specify, so I picked you.
Oh, okay.
So, you actually have the steering wheel has deformed and is pushing against your legs. It hasn't hurt you yet, but it's definitely not comfortable and spinning you in place.
I want to use forces to just kind of like push the stuff back into out of my way so I can exit the vehicle and help them exit the back of the vehicle.
So you could try, but
Especially
using
if I
forces to do that would be I use too many different versions of Paradox in the games we're in. I'm about to say straights and elegant. Yeah. No, hold on. Opening the spell card. Come to me, spell card.
I have it open. You can tell me which one if you remember off the top of your head.
I should tell you under the Paradox choices in the upper left.
Paradox choices. Subtle.
Right. What comes after subtle?
Uncanny.
That's it. It would be uncanny because you're using telekinesis. It's not quite vulgar because it should be. It's not vulgar. What's the one that comes after uncanny?
Extreme.
It's not extreme, even though it should be, which is another thing to note. Something in your immediate area has changed with respect to the Tellurian, with the consensus with reality.
I'll try to make a point of bringing that up later. Personalized instruments.
No, because forces you don't have personalized instruments. It would be fast casting.
Okay.
Standard feat.
Okay. line of sight body sample? Is
You
there
don't need any of that
correspondence?
unless you're
Oh,
not
that's
targeting.
correspondence.
Right, you can touch the steering wheel, so that doesn't matter.
Duration 1 turn?
Nope, instant, because you're just trying to shove it back.
Okay.
Make sure you check your dots and forces.
Yep,
and
I got
remove
2.
everything else goes to 0. It's in that big list. Yeah, not a lot of variables to this one, but you do need to check that it's uncanny. And then also mark on your sheet 1 point of paradox automatically.
Oh, hold on. Yeah.
And if
My
you
first dot
botch,
of
you'll get
paradox,
another
everybody.
one. Yes.
You got this.
Go ahead and roll it. It's a pretty basic
Okay.
spell. You shouldn't need to check anything else.
Difficulty 6, roll 4, successes 0. Failed to make progress on spell. I must have missed something here. Oh,
Nope, that
success
means
required 2.
Failed to make progress means you got no successes. Oh, yeah, set your arete. It's rolling no dice until you set your arete.
Yeah, okay. I set it for 3 now. I'm gonna roll. There we go. Hey! Alright, so I rolled 3 dice, rolled a 5 and a 10. I got 1 success.
Can you?
Keep casting, still need 1 more success.
Yep.
Alright, I got a 4 and a 10. Success is 1,
Done.
spell cast successfully. Okay.
While he's doing that, we jump back to Sophie, who very much would also like to not feel the extreme agony. However, Sophie, on your spell card, you're actually going to need to check Mage Distracted.
Oh no.
And you're also fast casting, and yours is not. Yours is going to be uncanny, because it will be noticeable.
Okay. Let me. I need to bring
And
up
then-
this add-ons.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I should just pin this. I'm sorry. So, this is uncanny.
Yep.
And mage distracted.
Yep. And then difficulty, you're not going to set the difficulty on this one. Instead, where it says damage,
Mm-hmm.
instead of damage, you just want to select 2. So instead of damaging yourself for 2, you're ignoring 2 worth of damage.
Okay.
On the spheres, make sure you check life 2 and take everything else to 0 on the upper left.
Life, not mind.
Yeah, well, you could use mine for that. If
I
you
am
do,
Slightly better at mine.
it will be easier, yeah. Still mine 2, though. Don't set mine 3, even though you have 3 dots. Higher level
Okay.
spheres are higher difficulty. And then, range self. That one does need a range because you picked the damage version.
Okay.
That should do it.
Alright, rolling spell. Spell cast successfully! Oh, I
Okay.
got a 10! Hooray!
So what about Gabriel and Leo, who are extricating themselves from their twisted mass? What would you both like to do, starting with Gabriel?
I would like to first and foremost help the Padre, because that is my sworn duty.
You look over at the Padre, and he's praying. He's got one hand on the steering wheel, one on his cross, or his rosary beads. You can hear him praying in Latin, and you can actually see the steering wheel start to crunch into a small little ball. You think he's got this?
Oh. Okay.
Then you look
know-
over at Sophie. You look over at Sophie, and Sophie's eyes are rolled back to her head. You can only see the whites. You can actually hear a noise like pulling a spoon out of a grapefruit from somewhere on her side.
Oh. Okay. So, what's my situation? Like, what is? Am I?
You were in the middle, so you're actually pretty okay.
Okay. Cool. Going to extricate myself as best as I can.
Okay. So you start pulling yourself towards the open rear door where Drake is.
Yes, I'm gonna be mindful of the glass, like
Yeah.
rolling my sleeves across my arms so I
Wise.
there. I know you in glass. I know what you do.
What about Leo?
So do I hear any of this stuff that's happening with Sophie?
Yes.
With like, okay.
She's right in front of you. You were both on the passenger side.
Okay, then I'm going to, if I can, use my life to be able to help her if I see that she's hurt.
You think to yourself, you should help her, so you reach your hand out, and it's just agony. It's like 50,000 little points of agony.
On me or
So
her?
then you. So then you twist to look, and it's 50,000 more points of agony down your side. And you realize this ain't no movie. You are impaled with safety glass all up and down that side of your body. It would actually be this side, the right side. Sorry.
Oh, God.
You got your own problems, because you were also in the passenger side.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Then I'll use I'm going to use life on my own. So.
Does anyone here have, in this show, in the cast, have a trigger warning about eyeballs?
As long as I don't
Okay.
have to see them up close.
Couldn't remember if it was this cast or not. That's also when you realize, Leo, it's a piece of glass in the side of your right eye. Like in the eye. It's a sliver. It's a little sliver.
Oh. Is it like protruding out, or is it just...
Yeah, you could grab a hold of it, but that's going to hurt like a son of a bitch.
Oh, fuck. Oh, okay.
So,
Jesus.
do you
Yeah.
have any dots and forces? I don't remember.
No.
Okay,
Life
So,
and spirit are fine.
go ahead and pull up your spell card in Chrome.
Okay. Spell card. Okay.
You can use life to expel the foreign bodies, but you're going to need to click Mage Distracted. This is glass in your eyeball.
Yeah, obviously. Alright. I have 2 life.
Set life to 2, take all the other spheres to 0.
Yep. They should be, like, at 0 already, because...
Check, yeah, because of the way the card works, it can't. That's a Chrome thing. Check Mage Distracted on the bottom left.
Yep.
And then standard feat in the middle top.
Mage distracted, so base casting is
Base casting is uncanny.
uncanny. Personalized, where do we do? No.
No personalized tools, correct, because this is not spirit. And then standard difficulty feat, standard feat, middle top.
Yep. And what was
And
the left one? Uncanny? Not uncanny, the distracted one? Mage distracted.
Yeah, bottom left.
Got it.
And then top right, change your Arete to 3 and roll the spell.
3. Boom. Roll spell. Oh, hell yeah. I got 2 successes, difficulty 6, and spell cast successfully.
Okay. So, the 3 of you that are extricating yourselves from agony are successful, but it's going to take you a few minutes. So in those couple minutes, Gabriel and Drake, you have time to do what you would like.
I kind of glance over and I can see that they're all sort of taking care of themselves.
They look like they've all got it. There's glass popping out of Leo. And
Yeah, just like, okay.
Save Tam! Save Tam!
I'm not in a polycule with Tam.
That's when it occurs. That's when it occurs to you, Drake. You should have crawled across Tam to get to the back to kick the back open. Tam was in the car, and that's when you look up because you're still shaking off the cobwebs. The Tam-sized hole in the rear window of the latch of the hatch. Tam got ejected.
Oh my.
Wow. In-game PSA to wear your seatbelts always.
Yeah.
Out of the back?
Yeah, you're assuming when the dump truck hit you and the car spun through the air a couple times, that's when that happened before it hit the ground.
Okie doke.
It sent you going like a frisbee for a second there.
I will go look for. I'm gonna like I stared. I just kind of do like a death stare at the driver.
It was still just staring off into space, unmoving.
And I'm gonna go. I'll look for Tam very quickly. Like I kind of glance around because
You see Tam on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
face down. The arms don't twist that way.
Okay, I will run over to Tam.
So you pull yourself out of the car and you stand up and shake the glass off and you start moving when you see a pedestrian. who's just been staring at the wreck. Like, you're pretty sure they've been there the whole time. And they're not holding they're not, oh my god, they're not cell phone out calling 911, they're just there. So you look over at them, and I'm sure you're about to what the fuck or whatever. They look at you, their eyes are jet black, and in a sing-songy redhead voice, "It's time to play, now you're in my playground." And he chucks the cell phone at you, and takes off running. You catch the cell phone handily because you're martial arts master. Or you bat it away, you don't have to hold it. And then you hear another pedestrian yell from the other side of the street, "Yes, time to play," in a really deep male voice from a really big guy. And then from farther down the street at the intersection, a cop leans out his window and yells, "Are we having fun yet?" And then squeals away. Clearly, the redhead has power over mind.
Has mind, yeah.
It's a sphere and correspondence because you don't see the redhead anywhere.
Doing it at distance. Yep. Okay. Picking up on all of that.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's not great, but
And that's when the dump truck revs its engine. Athletics plus dex.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Ooh, this is not good. Okay.
All right. Athletics.
Difficulty 6, but the successes you get will determine how much freedom you have, and I'll tell you what that means.
And this is for all of us, correct?
No, this is just
All right.
Drake because he got out of the car. And
Well, I
very
didn't know.
squishy.
I didn't know if the dump truck was still embedded into the car, like.
Oh no! It hit you and sent you flying. It didn't even dent the dump truck.
Two successes.
2 successes will allow you to fling yourself out of the way gracefully, but not do anything cool like land on the dump truck.
Okay.
So it comes tearing across the street at surprisingly fast for a dump truck, and takes out a support pole of a nearby false front of the store. It extricates itself. You have a moment to do something, like grab Tam.
Leo will kill you.
I'll leave you thinking about that for a second while we see what Gabriel's doing, who heard all the people say that.
Can I use my time sphere to decay the axles on the truck so it can't move?
How much correspondence do you have?
Let's see here. I've got 2 dots in that.
You could do it with time, but it's extremely hard. It's actually better to do that with entropy. You don't have any of that, though, do you?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so spell card, time 3, correspondence 2. Set them both, and then take all the other spheres to 0.
Puppy disagrees with your ruling.
Yeah.
Thank you, Holly.
Puppy's timing to want to go out is terrible.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's going to be extreme.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Also, which, first of all, 2 points of paradox automatically.
Son of a...
You've gotten 4 paradox.
No, maybe. Let me see.
You have 3. I don't think you have 4. Oh, you botched a spell, didn't you? Yeah, you do have 4.
Yes, 4.
Son of a...
Delicious.
Oh.
Oh, bugger. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so after you set the spheres, the difficulty, middle right, or top middle, is hard. I can't remember the exact words because my spell card is still failing me.
Simple, standard, difficult, impressive.
Difficult.
Okay.
And then correspondence range should be small room, basically. It's not that far away.
Okay, there we go.
And roll it.
Oh, can I use my specialized tool?
Yes, because you're using time.
Personalized instrument, I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool. I click on you. Clicky. Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. And then, do you want me to add my Arete?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't add Arete, it will just roll 0 dice. You'll be like, why do I keep failing?
I mean, that wouldn't be out of the ordinary for me. I think I might spend 1 willpower as well.
Willpower should be saved for if you botch, so you can recover the spell, but
Oh.
you could spend Quintessence.
Okay. Why not? This is a life or death kind of situation, so...
So just leave it at -1, but make sure you click it so it's highlighted.
Where are you?
Bottom
Here
left.
you are.
And then you can roll it.
Okie dokie. Wish me luck, everyone. Or don't. It's cool too.
I wish you luck.
I don't want to die.
I believe in you.
Do you want me to describe the spell and then roll, or roll and then describe?
I would actually like to retcon a little bit because I was moving the scene along because a lot's happening. But I want to go back to Sophie first,
Okay.
then the Pater, then Leo, then you. Describe what it looks like when you do, especially the first 3 of you, and while you're hurting Rush's spell job.
So describe what the magic looks like?
Correct.
Yeah.
What it looks like when, not just the magic, but how you do it. How you use your focus in a car, get smashed with stuff embedded in your hip.
Sophie, I think because she's trying to sort of go inside of herself and ignore the pain, and because this is a very quick casting, one of her foci is books, scrolls, and periodicals, and so she probably just starts reciting poems or song lyrics or just something to distract from the pain. So, she's probably singing quietly under her breath something from Susie and the Banshees.
Do you happen to know a few snippets of lyrics?
Oh, not off the top of my head, I do not.
Okay, carry on. Just curious. I don't either.
But yeah, that's what she's up to.
Okay, Father.
Oh, I think we were just leaving off on Gabriel's spell, right? Or
Right, that's what I want. I want you all. I backtracked a little bit so you can all describe how you did it. I spoke for you, but I want to hear your words.
oh, okay.
How are you squishing the steering wheel with force of will? How does that translate through your faith?
I kind of imagine him. Yeah, you actually put it pretty succinctly, because I was gonna say he basically just he concentrates over the steering wheel, and you see him like sweating, and his eyes are closed, and he starts mumbling something under his breath, probably in Latin or in Spanish, like porque tuyo es el reino, el poder y la gloria por todos los siglos. And like as he's doing that, the steering wheel just kind of goes, twitches and goes, and like pushes itself back into place, or pushes itself away from him as he's trying to like wiggle out of the driver's seat.
Awesome. Leo.
So basically what happens is he goes into like a little bit more of an animalistic state, and he starts doing these weird positions.
What animal?
Um,
What's your spirit animal for this situation?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say this is gonna be kind of funny, but like I'd say more of a gorilla, where he's like flailing his arms like this, and kind of like his primal nature is coming out a little bit, and you just see like the glass start dripping and dropping. He's like and screaming at the same time, and kind of doing like a little bit of a throat sing as well too in that screaming.
Perfect. And Gabriel. Back to you.
Okay. So, Gabriel kind of stands in a posture where he's very connected to the earth. And Normally he'd be praying to a more lighthearted entity for time stuff, but this time he's going to be praying to death. And he puts his hands out to the ground, imagining the channels of energy going from him to the tires, into the wheels, into the axles. And if you are paying close attention to him, you see the shadows around him start to lengthen. And he's speaking in Latin, which I will not try to replicate myself because I cannot. He'll take his personalized tool, the spinner ring, give it a spin, while saying this Latin prayer to death.
Excellent. Now you can roll it.
Oh god.
Maybe it was good luck. Come on.
Ah, yeah, cool. I failed.
Not a botch though, so continue. That will raise the difficulty by 1. They'll do it automatically.
Yeah.
Your rolls have been like super unlucky.
It's Devin's fault.
It is.
Aha! One
Always
success.
Devin's fault.
Continue.
It is.
It's 2 turns. Continue.
Spell cast successfully.
3 turns. So actually, by the time it extricates itself from the pole, is when the axles fail, and the wheels just fall off. Like, they don't fall left and right, but like you can see them kind of roll out from under it, attached to the axle still, and the dump truck hits the ground in the rear. The front is unaffected, but it's not going anywhere. The dump truck driver in a sing-song voice says, "Oh, you're no fun, but that's okay. Playtime is over anyways. I just needed a distraction." And then all the people snap back, like, immediately start running over, screaming. People are calling 911. The dump truck driver is like, "What? What?" And that's when Sophie's cell phone rings.
Oh, shit. Am I in any condition to answer it?
You can get to your phone now. You actually extricated yourself from you're still in the seat, but you're no longer impaled.
Just
Okay.
before that, sorry, just to make sure we're still acknowledging this, I'm backflipped out of the way of the truck, but I can still make it to Tam, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Tam is not dead. Tam is merely unconscious. However, the arm is broken.
The arm is broken.
Real bad.
Okay, alright. Carry on.
Yeah, so, Sophie will just hit the answer button.
You haven't even had time to bring your phone up to your face. And everyone in the car, which is everyone but Drake, can hear your aunt screaming, "Oh God! Sophie, oh God, I can't!" And then just screaming and the line goes dead.
Shit.
It wasn't just her screaming. You heard your cousins in the background too. Perception plus alertness. Sophie, difficulty 6.
Oh, goodness. Alright. Let me scroll up on my sheet. Sorry, this is taking a while. Okay. Perception is 6. Alertness is nothing. Oh, I need to spend XP on that.
Yeah, I had alertness. The only thing I didn't have, though.
You don't have awareness.
Now I do. I spend like.
Now you do.
1 success.
You're pretty sure behind all that screaming you heard a sing-song, tittering giggle.
Oh, God.
Fast.
The scene fast forwards through you guys freaking out. The ambulance arrives. You can't talk your way out of it, so like you're forced to stay there unless you're gonna tell me you want to like give your character severe repercussions by running from what's seen as some major crime at the moment. Lots of sleepers are around have seen you, so you have to give statements. You get treated. A couple of you end up at the hospital for stitches.
Oh, so we're just gonna like run through that.
Right, unless you want to go out of your way to force your way out of it.
No,
Okay.
no.
I don't like cops, but I don't like causing more trouble for myself either. So I'll go with them.
6 hours. Go ahead, Sophie.
Sophie is very concerned about her family. So she will try another Jedi mind trick, like, I'm fine. You can let me go.
We could do that. You would need to do like 5 of those.
Oh.
First for the EMTs who are about to show up, and for the cops, and then. Actually, if you do the first one, you wouldn't need 5. You'd only need 3. If you succeed on the first one,
I'll
if you
try
fail the
it.
first one, you need 5.
I'll
Okay.
try it.
The
I was
mind
gonna
only.
say, like, does this count? Is it more difficult if she does that for all of us to be
Yes.
let go? Because some of us actually may need the medical attention.
It'll be way harder for all of you, and it's actually Sophie's the one who needs medical attention the most.
Oh,
To be
Sophie
honest
got
with you,
failed.
if I do hear her, like, if I do hear this, I will like not listen to the cops, and I will run. I don't like. Right now we're all together, but like if she runs, I'll run with her, even if the cops don't.
Sophie's only doing it for herself, though, meaning they
Yes.
chase you.
That's what I'm saying. Even if they chase me, I'm going. So if Sophie wants, like,
Let's calm down. Let Sophie do her Jedi mind trick.
All right. So what should I set mind to?
3.
Okay.
Uncanny.
Okay.
So that's another paradox.
Oh, should I have taken a paradox from the earlier thing I did?
Yep, uncanny is always an automatic one.
Oh, that's fun. That's my first paradox.
congratulations.
Personalized instruments this time.
There's a lot of spells being cast today. Nice.
Okay.
Mage distracted. Not by the injury anymore. By the swarm of people in the panic.
Let's see. Okay, that's highlighted from last time.
Standard feat.
Turn off the damage, I imagine.
Yeah. Turn off the damage, click standard feat, and change duration to a scene.
Duration. Okay.
Now, at this point you have a choice. You can do them individually and leave target as individual. Or you can try to do it all at once and change target to AoE, larger. To hit everyone in the vicinity who knows you shouldn't be able to walk away.
Oh, let's go for broke. Let's do AoE larger.
What is it? Click that and set your arete, and then tell me what it says your difficulty is. I'm curious.
has it been a willpower?
9.
Maybe spend some quintessence.
I don't have any.
Oh no!
I have 1
I got all?
quintessence.
Can
Oh,
you spend a willpower?
You could, but if you botch, you can't save the spell.
Yeah, I will spend it for my inevitable fuck up in 5 over 3. Failed to make progress on spell, but no botches.
Now you're difficulty can never go above 9, so you're okay there.
Yay!
Continue.
A 9 and a 1.
Continue.
Okay. Failed to make progress, nothing.
Okay. Continue.
Failed to make progress. That's a 2, a 2, and a 4. That's not fair.
You can now change the target to AoE small room because an hour has passed and you're in the ER.
Oh, God. Okay.
So now you've only got to convince the nurses.
Spell cast successfully.
Okay. So, by the time you get to the ER, you're all in separate rooms, by the way, except the 2 of you that aren't really injured. Drake and Gabriel, you're the one talking to the cops and getting that out of the way. Another hour passes, and they let Leo and the father go because they've been patched up mostly for lacerations, bruises, and contusions and whiplash. And you all meet up and realize, where's Sophie?
Sophie headed directly to Aunt's house.
Oh, where's Sophie, guys?
She probably would have sent you guys a text saying, like, I
You
need to
did.
check on my aunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did, but nobody had time to notice until now.
I think we were all in the car when we heard the screaming, so
I
I
look.
think we might be able to put it together.
I'll look at my phone, obviously, and then
Except
once
for
I
Drake,
see
perhaps.
that, I freaking book it. I don't care.
Wait, Leah, wait!
Wait, no.
What?
Don't
What?
go,
Why?
yeah?
We don't know. Their family could be dead right now. We can't be wasting time. And she's by herself. She's going to die. If we don't
Exactly,
help
she's
her.
by herself. If we
Yeah.
don't go together, we will join them. You understand?
Leo, dude, it's a bad situation. It's rough. It's also been 6 hours.
Yeah.
The seconds you're saving right now ain't that big of a deal. We need to stay together and get there and help all as a unit, man. Again, not
I
five
understand.
fingers, one fist. All right?
Hey,
Let's
I
go.
I understand that, but that's also seconds they could be tortured. You don't know that. We don't know that.
The
That's
brain,
why.
man, after 6 hours of torture, you're just kind of in that state, you know? It's gonna be what it's gonna be. So let's go, but let's not do anything crazy, alright?
All right.
Gonna be good.
We need to move together
All
and
right,
cautiously,
let's go.
please.
Alright. Does anybody have another car? Because ours...
There it is. Nope.
It's
Well,
kinda
yeah, but
somewhere
not at the
else.
hospital.
Right. So... just
Uber?
hold on. Don't worry. I got this, guys. I take out my phone, and I'm gonna Uber Deluxe, like the the super nice version of Uber.
I just want
Luckily,
to say that
This is a main hospital for a city, so like, you immediately see there's like 4 of them in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I do want to say like that this out of character, this driver's in for a shock when he sees everyone. So.
Because of that saying, but yeah.
By the way, I didn't want to interrupt the scene, but it's actually only been an hour since Sophie was alone. Still,
a long time.
Drake has a point. If anything's happened, it's already
It's
happened.
already happened. Like
Yeah.
we think the time to sprint there has passed. All right.
So,
Oh,
now we're going to rewind to Sophie. Sophie also looked up an Uber, but probably not in... Well, I don't know. Sophie does like money. Probably was an Uber Deluxe, yes. How much Paradox do you have?
You.
Just the 2? Okay. So, you're not suffering major side effects from that yet, but you did get impaled in the leg, and it's been more than a scene since you did the no pain spell. So you definitely have a limp and crutches at the moment. There is no moving fast for you. So, you get in the Uber. After a minor debate, he's like, "Okay, lady, it's not my hip." Like, you can see you're bleeding through the bandage still.
Mm-hmm.
He drives you to your aunt's house and drops you off. You're now standing outside.
Okay. This is probably going to get me hit with more paradox. Can I try and use my life spheres to heal myself while in the car?
In the car?
oh God!
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So, in the car, with this rando, I'm going to be extreme.
I love it. That's
Which
awesome.
means 2 more paradox before you roll.
Woo!
Damn it. Okay.
Just racking up the paradox today.
Yup. How, well, this is what I have my, emotional support coyote for. Alright, so how should I set the card?
So, life 2, everything else 0.
Mm-hmm.
No personalized instruments because it's life. So, this is going to be under damage, click 6 levels. It's not 6, but it's between 2 and 6.
Okay.
We can leave duration NA because it's going to be instant.
Okay.
And then target is self, so don't change that. Yep, set irritate to 3 and roll it.
Okay, is this still uncanny?
Extreme.
Okay.
Mostly because there's a person in the car.
Yep. All right. Difficulty 7.
Better than 9.
Okay, 1 success. Still need 2 successes.
Okay, you got 4 turns before you get there. But you can
Okay.
sit in the car if you wanted once you arrive.
All right. Rolling again. Failed to make progress, but no botches.
Difficulty is now 8. Roll again.
Uh-huh. 1 success. Need 1 more.
Oh, oh.
Spellcast successfully.
Look at that.
Yes.
Good job.
You supernaturally heal yourself. And so, what
She's
actually... Go ahead and describe that.
So, she's gonna try to make it look, like she's just like, oh, I'm just, like, cleaning my leg wound. It's fine. But, the driver probably will notice that she's, like, harnessing her tattoos to do this, and her tattoos are, like, moving as she, like, pushes her pieces back into place properly. And like if he
That is quite
comments,
the scene.
she'll say something like, "Why are you looking at me? Drive."
And then I'm going to need you to roll... I want to do this. Not a perfect skill for this in World of Darkness. There isn't Story Path. Let's use Empathy plus Perception. Difficulty 7. Wait, no.
Okay.
Screaming Family. Difficulty 8.
Okay, perception, empathy. I have no empathy. Yay.
Which translates in this case to you're not really thinking about the driver. He's outside of your scope of caring.
I rolled a 9 and a 1.
No successes, which means you tip him, you thank him, you jump out of the car and run towards the house, leaving your crutches in the back seat. Hence the paradox. Hence the paradox.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Driver's like, what?
Little does Sophie know, driver was like, click, 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 click.
Oh, shit. Oh,
All right, Sophie.
That's gonna be unpleasant in like a week.
Yep.
You're outside the house now.
I can't wait for someone to be like, isn't that the woman whose nudes dropped like 5 days ago? Oh, I still need to get revenge on those hackers. Anyway, yeah, running up to the house.
Oh, right. The
Side
new
quests.
hacks.
Yeah.
So, I'll leave it to you to decide how you enter. I'm not going to say you're suddenly inside.
So once she gets to the front door, she's been very focused, very, hell for leather bent on getting to the house. Now that she's here, she's like, okay, wait, there's an Effendi who's somehow involved. I should probably be a little more subtle in my approach. So she will go around to the servants' entrance. Because this is a huge ancient mansion. I'm sure there's a servants' entrance. And just sort of extend all of her mage senses outward, which is currently life, mind, and spirit.
Yep.
To just sort of pick up what is there to be picked up.
Perception plus awareness, standard difficulty says.
Okay, perception. Yay! I have more of those because I bought up my awareness. Nope. 2 successes and 2 ones. It's a 6, right?
Yep.
2 successes, 2 ones. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. So, what that means, what you get is 1 fading life sign. What were your other spheres? List them again.
Spirit, mind, and life.
1 fading life sign, 2 minds, and a massive struggle took place here, and some of the people involved are no longer here, but were. You can see like snapshots of the spirit being dragged away. Someone was taken.
Okay. I will make my way to the one life sign I can detect.
Okay. You head into the house, and you make it upstairs to the master bedroom, and you see your aunt sprawled over the side of the bed like she was just dropped there. There seems to be blood coming from her back that you can see because she's face down from a lot of different spots.
It. Yeah, run up to her.
Completely unconscious.
Okay. Well,
Getting right there, close enough to look right down, you can see she's been stabbed a lot.
okay. Josephine. Josephine. Can you hear me? Stay with me. Ed. Probably it's time to call on the magic again. This is gonna hurt soon, but I can't let her die.
So in this house, because they have set their own paradigms, family of mages, it's actually only uncanny.
Yay.
However, minor details. Can't heal other until you have life 3.
Oh, damn it. That's right. Okay. Well, I have mind 3, so can I enter her consciousness and try and telepathically communicate with her to figure out what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
She won't resist you, so I won't even make you roll
Yay. Small mercies.
that. Inside her mind, she's curled up in a little ball in a dark room.
Josephine, I'm here. It's me.
Scream.
It's
Oh,
Sophie.
it's you,
It's
Sophie. Oh,
I'm here to
God.
help.
I'm not
What
dead yet?
happened?
How am I not dead yet?
I don't know. What happened?
I do. That bitch used magic so that I'd die slow. Oh, God, you distracted me. It hurts again. Pain face.
Okay. Here's a trick. And like I'll teach her. Like I just used this like an hour ago.
It allows her, after 15 minutes of real time passes, to successfully control herself enough to tell you to go to the kitchen and grab this thing off the ingredient shelf and this thing off the what looks like a spice rack. It's actually herbs. And then go under her bed and pull the box out. Use the key that's in the 3rd drawer from the bottom. Pull the wonder out that's inside. Use the wonder to mix the herbs. And then heat it to boiling. And you're like, I'm making you a tea. And at the very end, she's like, yeah, just pour the boiling water over my back.
Okay. I will do all of that as instructed. And
It leaves horrible burns, but bleeding immediately slows down.
And then like, okay, that bitch, redheaded in Doc Martens.
Yes.
Yeah, she's Nefandy.
I guessed.
So yeah, focus on making the tea and healing her and like, oh, I'm sorry, it's gonna hurt. Does she wake up after that?
No, but her mental self becomes more coherent. Getting my dice out for no reason. And she tells you they weren't here for her. They were here for her husband. The girl was not they, her. The girl was here for the husband. Didn't say why, just said, I need him. And when they tried to resist with magic, the little crazy bitch went and stabbed everybody except the husband. Overpowered him readily, which is scary because he's the most powerful mage in the house.
Where's everybody else?
She tells you what rooms the girl left them in.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I will go check on them and I will bring my tea kettle.
She tries to stop you. You probably don't listen because you're Sophie. She tries to tell you, I'm only still here hanging over the side of the bed because she ran out of time. But you get to your cousin's room, the one that Drake had all the good times with, and she has been displayed. She's up against the wall. Her arms are out, pinned to the wall with nails. And she's been peeled open and pulled out and then like artistically displayed.
So she's
Super dead.
Yeah. I'm gonna take her down because she's dead, but she still deserves to have her body respected.
Go ahead and make a balance roll for me. Difficulty 6.
Oh, goodness. Okay, what's my balance? That's 3. That's not bad. As often as I roll 3 dice, I should figure out an Astral macro to just be roll 3d10. I could just copy paste it, I guess. Difficulty 6, 2 successes.
You don't lose a point of balance, but you do lose a point of stability pulling your cousin down.
Oh, I can lose 1. That's
Mostly
my first
because everything falls out.
That should be your second. Didn't you lose one during hell too?
I don't know if Sophie did.
Oh, yep.
Did you? Okay. That's what votes are for, though. You get them.
Yeah. Ah, this is fun. This could justify buying Life 3, maybe.
A second. Reason.
No, stop! Oh, Sophie's having a very bad day. I feel like when all of this is done, Sophie's just gonna go to Gabriel and like, just whatever drugs you have. Just whatever.
How many ranks do you have in either brawl or melee? If any?
Brawl or melee? Let's see. Brawl is nothing, melee is nothing.
You pull her down and you're busy trying to, like, I shouldn't even touch this because the police will be here eventually, but I think this goes here. And before you have time to react, a sing-song giggly voice whispers in your ear, "You're messing up my art." The knife enters your back. All goes black.
Do I get a brief chance to say something?
Sure, you can retort. I approve of
Fuck you.
retorts. Best
The old ways are the
retort.
best ways.
Scene moves forward to the four of you getting out of an Uber in front of the house.
Guys, okay, we need to take this bitch alive. We need to know who the boss is. But I really want to fucking kill her. But you guys are right. We need a plan. What should, let's talk about this.
Let's first try to see how many are inside the house and where we can, if they're alive or not. See if we can narrow down where our killer is located.
Let's just do a kind of a thing, and I'll do kind of the same thing as always. Do with the one sphere, kind of just stretch out and see what we can sense in the area.
Same as well.
So call out your sphere, Drake, and then roll perception plus awareness, difficulty 6.
My primary sphere is life.
Use life then.
But I have at least one dot in life matter in mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you just do life because you have 3 dots in it. I'll get you drop the difficulty to 5 for this.
Okay, so I'm doing
Perception plus awareness.
difficulty 5.
Base sensing doesn't usually require a spell, just
that makes
detection
sense.
roll.
Yep, and awareness, and there we go, and that. 6 successes!
Oh, hell yeah.
2 life signs in the house. One is definitely Sophie, and one's the ant.
One's the ant. Okay. So, and with that, can I tell that that's like a pretty good like sweep? Like I'm not missing anything. Like
That is correct.
I
You
feel
are
very
not.
confident with that. Okay.
It's a critical success. Yes.
So yeah, so I do a quick sweep and I'm like, all right, guys. I got good news and I got bad news.
Okay.
Bad news. Only 2 life signs. Good news. 1 Sophie and then her aunt. Double good news. No Nefandi.
Lead the way. Do I
Gabriel.
know, or sorry?
We'll have everyone do a sense first, because you're smart mages. Which sphere would you like to sense for?
Me?
Gabriel.
Correspondence.
Roll it. Perception plus awareness, difficulty 6.
Perception. And awareness. Come on, Chrome.
Chrome?
Seven successes. What?
Whoa!
Mother of God,
What?
look at that!
Yeah.
What?
You exploded, and then you exploded again, and then got a success. 3 of those were from a single 10.
That is
Nice.
awesome.
Oh shit, I
That's awesome.
exploded?
Yes, you did.
Maybe all those bad rolls you get earlier made up for
Yeah.
that.
Right? I was saving up for something not important, like finding out if someone's at place.
You're able to reach out at the same time that Drake is reaching out. You mingle your perception with his. And you
Oh.
touch the life forces of the ant and Sophie. And you're able to connect to the people that caused them to be hurt. There were 2. And the one that was here more recently wasn't the redhead.
I disapprove of this information, but I share it with the others.
Father, what sphere would you
Yeah.
like to sense test for?
Prime.
Roll it. So your difficulty will be 5. Awareness plus perception.
I'll be so happy if we get another crit here.
Four.
Dang.
Still solid roll, yeah.
Yeah.
And you were using Prime. Yes. Prime magic was used recently here in an attempt to defend. There was a counter spell cast. Somebody tried to do a major extreme form of a spell, so like a fireball or sprout wings and fly, something like truly impressive. One of these 2 darklings had enough Prime to create a counter spell that actually made it completely fail, and the backlash took that person out. They then carried that person away.
You mean one of the 2 Darklings carried the other way?
Yeah, the person they counterspelled, they carried away.
Did they leave a trail?
You can't sense anything beyond the driveway because they covered their tracks.
Now, when you said that there are 2, you mean 2 Nefandi.
One, well, you know the redhead's in the Fandy. Apparently has an accomplice of some sort
I have an idea of
who
who that
stayed
might
at the house. Who stayed at the house longer?
Mm-hmm.
And Leo, spirit, I assume.
Yep. I want to see if anybody's died yet.
Roll difficulty 5, awareness plus perception.
Awareness plus perception. Roll. See what I got.
6 successes.
Wow.
Oh, hell
On
yeah.
fire tonight.
Another crit. Hell yeah.
That's because you rolled 3 10s and then they all exploded.
Wow.
So,
Rad.
this is the best investigation of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2
Yeah,
people
Chad,
died.
that is not how our rolls go normally. So
No.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
They're lucky if they get 2 or 3 normally.
We're gonna be paying for it later, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%. I get terrible rolls. I'm terrible.
So, 2 people died, both cousins, the male and the female. Also, you're able to tell that one of the two new people, the one that stayed longer, is able to detach their spirit from their body to avoid detection. Which would explain out of character why Sophie detected more minds but not life force.
Missed
So
that.
yes, that confirms that the second person is clearly either a mage or a powerful supernatural entity.
Yeah, guys, this is
Not a human.
so. 2 people have died in this circumstance right now. So one's male, one's female at the moment, and there's definitely something. There's some fuckery going on here. It's almost like something took their spirit and is basically transferring from body to body.
No, she can separate her spirit from her body can die, and then she can return to it and resuscitate it.
Oh, okay. So
Which
basically,
requires a lot of life sphere dots.
yeah, okay.
Fuck.
Basically,
So does that
some
mean,
resuscitating themselves multiple times in different bodies.
is that spirit still here hiding
No.
somewhere to jump into a body? Okay. Because I just want to clarify, if we walk in there, is there like going to be some spooky
With your-
weird jumping into body stuff that we need to prepare for?
You're hitting all those spooky moves, look at you. You are sure with all those crits, there's no one here but the 2 people, Sophie and the Ant.
All right, so we're good. Let's
The
just
other
go.
the other evildoer is definitely gone now.
All right, so there's no trap, guys. We're safe to go. Let's just head on in. Let's go. All right.
Okay,
So
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna bust open that door as soon as possible.
Either
The
way.
camera freezes on your foot hitting the door, and time rewinds a little bit to Sophie. You're having a hell of a nightmare. We don't need to describe it for the rest of these people. It's private because it's real bad. I'm going to need you to roll willpower, and then stability as a dice pool. Difficulty 8.
Ooh.
Okay.
The wound doesn't hurt at all. In fact, when the knife entered, it kind of, before you blacked out, it was like cool and refreshing. Like jumping in water in the hot summer, except just in that spot, and that refreshing, cool feeling wound its way deeper into you, like a snake heading for your heart.
Well, I rolled a 10. What's the difficulty?
8, so you actually got 2 successes.
Oh.
Oh, you rolled a 10 again. Roll that again. That exploded twice so far.
Is there something going on with these cheats?
2 successes. Okay, was that the
Don't
willpower
question the
or
algorithm.
That was
stability?
willpower.
Okay, roll stability.
Yeah, here comes stability.
It's never been this good.
I know, but we are going to pay for it later.
do not question.
That is
Oh.
2 successes even with the 1.
Okay.
Or no,
2
only
and
1.
2.
Because it was 8. So you got 1 9, so you got 1 success on stability. Remember when you used the Razor Blade business card for No Limits?
Mm-hmm.
And it made you have those cravings? You still have them when you wake up, but you don't want to cut yourself anymore. You want to cut other people.
Oh,
Ones that made you mad. You want them to die by knife, or by blade, or by edge. Doesn't matter.
okay.
As long as you can cut them.
I can take wanting to cut my enemies. I can cope with that.
Also, you're starting to have really weird random thoughts, and your nightmares are disturbing for the next in-game week. We'll deal with that when the week passes. Like, really, you ever watch a lot of those paranormal shows and like your house gets haunted and then you have like the worst nightmares ever, like killing loved ones and stuff? It's like that.
I imagine that the dead and flayed cousin is a main character in these nightmares.
Yes. But you can't wake yourself up right now. And so that means you can't do anything magically about that cool, refreshing feeling that's coiled its way around your heart. It's moving up into your brainstem now. The door gets kicked open and the 4 of you rush in. You find the aunt, who's like, at this point, on the floor halfway to the door of the bedroom trying to pull herself out. She's like, she's in that room. So you run over to the cousin's room, you see what's left of the body, and you see Sophie face down in the mess.
Oh, I instantly try to figure out what's going on with Sophie first. Like, trying to see if she's okay. I'm like,
Oh,
Are you okay? Can you hear me?
hold on. Well, first I'm gonna heal the aunt, since she's the first one we came across.
Well, yeah. Well, if she's there, I'm instantly gonna go wherever Sophie's at. Basically,
You can do two things at once.
Yeah, we're separating.
So-
Basically, that's what I was thinking.
Drake.
Yep.
Life 3, everything else to 0. In this house, uncanny, not extreme.
Okay.
Personalized instruments, because it's your primary sphere. Click 6 undamage.
Okay.
Set your Arete and roll it.
Gauntlet pierced are not needed. Roll spell cast with extra successes 1.
Wow, good roll. Extra successes 1. Okay. What does Gabriel and the father do? Stay with Drake. Go with Leo. Do something else altogether.
I would imagine if Drake is tending to the ant, Vega would move to wherever she's pointing.
Okay.
And if he senses any danger, if he feels like this thing is still floating around in here, then he'll try to prepare himself as best as he can.
Okay.
Being that
Yes, Gabe, go.
being that it's such a dangerous situation, regardless of the other people around, I'm going to be sticking next to Father Vega's side.
Okay. The three of you enter the room. Leo rushes over and pulls Sophie off the dead person. And Father Vega, when Sophie's pulled away, you instantly recognize that's not just random posing. That was a perversion of a Catholic ritual. You feel like that was done for your sake. Not a crucifixion, but still a ritual pose.
Yeah. I try to do my best to... if Leo's tending to Sophie, I try to... Vega does what he can to put the body at rest. You know, close the eyes and cover up the body, you know, as it's more than blasphemous in his eyes, I would imagine.
Yes.
As a prayer.
Leo, you roll Sophie over, and her eyes are open and staring. She's alive. She's not conscious. Also, you
Okay.
don't find any wounds. She looks fine. You don't know why she's unconscious.
What the fuck? What?
What do you do, Gabriel, while he's trying to figure it out?
What do I want to do? Is there really anything I can... Well, I don't know that there's anything I can do for Sophie, but... Oh, wait. Could I use correspondence to try and speak with her mind?
Yes.
Excellent. I will do that.
Okay. Set correspondence to 2. Do you have at least one dot in mind? Or life, either one?
No, but I have spirit.
Do that.
Oh, God.
So, put
Dang
spirit
wings.
1. Put spirit 1, correspondence 2.
Alrighty.
Base casting uncanny. Don't forget, both you and Drake get 1 point of paradox for these spells.
Crap.
And then for you, Ever, it's a difficult feat. Targets an individual. Duration 1 scene. Set your Arete and go.
Let me unclick this quintessence. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, this should be fun. Alright, let's not, like, screw up your friend's mind or anything.
Do it.
Yes?
I think he was just saying do it or oi or something.
Oh, I thought you
It
said
was a noise of
"Wait."
encouragement.
Yes, it was a do it in a weird voice to make you better do said thing.
Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Failed to make progress on spell.
Okay, +1 difficulty, carry on.
Curses. I botched it. I have to spend willpower to save it.
And you gain another paradox.
It's 5.
No, that's 6
That's
now, my
6.
friend. That is 6.
Yeah, it's amazing in this game how you can have none forever and then get like 10 in one session. It's not uncommon.
Ha ha ha. 2 successes. Keep casting. Still need 3. Spell failed. Max roll achieved. What?
Oh, this is what we were paying for.
Yep.
That was a botch.
Yep.
You're able to touch Sophie's mind, but you can't pierce the barrier Sophie has popped up reflexively. However, you're able to get some information. Sophie, what's your essence?
My essence is dynamic.
Sophie has slipped into quiet. Too much, too fast.
Shit.
And the quiet of the dynamic essence is madness. And that's where we break on that cliffhanger.
Oh shit!
It's not good.
Don't go anywhere, audience. We'll be back in 10 minutes. It's a quick drink and take care of business break for us, and we will return.
Oh my god.
We have returned from break. Right before we went on break, Gabriel wasn't able to pierce the mind of Sophie, but was able to learn that Sophie has descended into dynamic quiet. For those who don't know, quiet is the thing that mages can slip into when too much overload of events or too much paradox happens when they've already accrued too much resonance. So, since we're using an alternate system of paradox instead of vulgar and coincidental, we're doing the power level of the magic you're trying to make work, subtle, uncanny, and extreme. Instead of having random paradox bursts that happen whenever I decide to screw you over with them, it accrues straight up to the point it automatically releases. But the more it accrues, the more your resonance builds up. So that means if you get a lot of paradox all at once, you're accruing both the resonance and the paradox using our alternate rules, meaning quiet is more dangerous. That's what happened to Sophie. Dynamic quiet comes to mages who are too overwhelmed with raw random change and chaos, especially when it's personal. That's why it's hitting Sophie. So for instance, Drake is primordial. This wouldn't affect him at all. It's the wrong kind of resonance. Like, it would still affect him, but it doesn't necessarily push him into quiet because it's not his resonance. Whereas the pastor is pattern. Again, not the same thing. However, they can also both slip into their own kinds of quiet. Clarity for the priest, and Johor for Drake. Different kinds of resonance cause it, and the side effects are different. So, there's also various levels of quiet. It can be minor, which is this case, to extreme, to eventually the point that you get lost in it forever and become a marauder. And that's bad for you and everyone around you. It's one of the most dangerous kind of mages that exist. In this case, though, it's a lesser version, which is less dangerous to the world at large, but actually more dangerous to the mage because it's subtle. Like, you might not even admit it is quiet. It can be written off as something else pretty easily. So.
But Gabriel has just figured out that it's quiet.
Correct.
Okay.
Doesn't mean they'll be able to convince you it is.
That's fair.
And at that moment, you gasp and sit up like somebody who just got resuscitated from drowning. You're quiet, out of character so you can roleplay it. Begins with hallucinations and minor sensory deprivation. Meaning, you've lost a little hearing in the ear that got the side of the car that got hit by the dump truck. It doesn't work right anymore. You can't hear on that side. And let's discuss what you would like your hallucinations to be. They should be minor but frequent.
Oh, well, it seems like it might work. So if she can't hear in her, let's say it's her right ear. So if she can't hear in her right ear, if someone's standing on her right side and they're talking to her, she will hear something completely different.
Okay. And I will tell you what that is to make it fun when that happens.
Okay.
Now, for the rest of you, if you can't convince Sophie that this is what it is and to deal with it, it could get worse if this sort of situation happens again. But again, even to the rest of you, because Gabriel knows it's quiet, this is out of character for the father and for Drake and for Leo. If all Sophie says is, I can't hear out of my ear, and then mishears you a lot, why would you even think it was quiet? It's just a medical condition, right? It goes away on its own. Everything's fine.
This is assuming Gabriel's not going to tell us.
Gabriel hasn't even said anything yet. Correct.
Right, okay.
And even if Gabriel does, you could just say, yeah, you're overreacting, Gabe. Completely up to you how your character takes this.
So, how does one get over quiet? Or heal from it, or etc.?
They have to untrap themselves from the chaos they've created inside their own minds. Can't really be resolved with dice rolls. It has to be role played out, and it's very rarely immediate. And if you ever descend into powerful madness, that's a lot more than the subtle effects. What'll happen is we will pick something pertinent to the backstory of the character, And all of you will pick an NPC to play, and we will roleplay the madness with them as the central character in their own world that they've created in their minds.
That's
I
cool.
like it. I like it very much.
And then the avatar of Sophie would have to interact with the avatar and try to with Sophie and
Nope.
try to.
Nope, Tyler, everything you said is incorrect. Our idea is in chat for you to see and say yes 100%, no questions. You will have no follow-up.
The meditation would work if you did it as a ritual, yes.
Okay.
If you were willing to sit down with Sophie one-on-one and do a deep, like, intense, grueling meditation, you could pull her out of it.
We'll get to that in time.
First, you gotta convince Drake that she's quiet.
You see Gabriel go kind of pale and back up before Sophie has woken up.
And she just wakes up with this primal scream that's got like all of the loss and trauma and all of the negative stuff that she's been through over the past like 6 hours.
Okay. You're
It hasn't been that long.
By the way,
4 hours.
since Gabriel ended up using a sphere of spirits, his wings are out.
Hmm.
So, do with that what you will. But, you know he's done magic, so what he's about to tell you may be a little more believable. He wouldn't pop out the wings for no reason. So, as Sophie's screaming, he just grabs her and wraps her up in a big hug. Like, hey, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, you're here, you're safe. You're safe. You're safe.
So she just starts sobbing and just glossolalia just babbling like I tried to get here as soon as I could and my aunt, she was dying, and Alexa, look what they did to Alexa, and then she stabbed me. She stabbed me and it was dark and I don't like it and I'm going to stab her back so hard when I catch her.
He puts his hand behind your head, Sophie, and puts your head on his shoulder and starts rocking you gently. Just, so I know, it's okay, You're all right now. You're safe.
Don't worry, Soph. We'll put a freaking knife in her back. I promise you won't.
Leo, you pulled her off the bed and did an examination. There's no stab wounds.
I know. What exactly happened to you? Why did you, like, why are you unconscious on the floor? You're completely fine. There's no stab wounds. There's nothing. I'm kind of shocked at the moment.
So, when Gabriel pulled you to rock you, turned you away from Leo, and what you hear is, wow, this is an impressive display. Did you do this to your cousin?
Oh my god.
Fuck you, Leo.
Wow. Okay.
Everyone is confused.
Padre.
I'm just praying over Sophie. I'm like, Sophie, who did this to you?
Like, are you actually praying?
Yeah.
Like, I do not need your God's attention on me right now!
I'm not like praying out loud. I'm just like muttering under my breath, like, you know.
Padre.
I know she's not into that.
Ella es en
You know
la
you.
locura de silencio.
Drake, as
Yeah.
the most clear-minded, irrational person in this scene, it occurs to you, no one ever checked on the other cousin. If it's as bad as this, you might want to deal with that before Sophie sees it.
Yeah, using my 75 billion ranks in stealth, I'll just kind of slip out of this room while all of this is happening to go follow up on that. I actually had that thought and I just let it slip from my mind.
They notice, but they don't, it's like out of the corner of their eye, but whatever. No one says
Yeah.
anything.
I was.
So,
It hasn't
You
come
had
up.
to-
I actually am like the sneakiest person alive.
yes, you are.
Drake disappears. I think Gabriel actually told me in Spanish that Sophie's in the quiet, but I'm not entirely sure that the father understands.
That's what Gabriel was trying to get across, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apologies to any native Spanish speakers. I am only secondary because of family. Instead of using instead of using tranquila, which sounds more like tranquil, I used ella es en la locura de silencio, which is she's in the madness of silence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. You know what that is, Father. Your tradition is organized highly. Old, not the oldest, but close. However, Sophie is a member of not even a tradition for a long time, a loose conglomeration of like-minded people, understands that magic can drive you mad, but doesn't understand what quiet is, let alone believe they're in it. Never really been taught that. And then Leo has a very basic understanding of it, but dream speakers have some of the easiest times getting over it, so it affects them less on a conscious level. Like, you understand the concept, but you're like, oh, I mean, she looks fine. I'm sure she'll get over it.
Okay.
You don't have to say that, but that would be the common perspective from your faction.
Okay, gotcha.
Unless you think they're haunted by spirits, and then it is a big deal.
And I
Like
wouldn't
being
know.
driven to madness by something else outside.
And I wouldn't know that unless she starts like speaking to herself, like does some crazy shit, basically. Correct?
It could be up to you what you decide madness looks like.
Okay.
Tyler, you.
She did just have a very irrational response to your question.
Now, I will say, dream speakers as a larger whole might not think that, but your experience with the faction is very limited.
Okay.
Yes, Father?
You mentioned that resonance has a relationship to the quiet.
Yes, you have to build up resonance and then experience sudden trauma or paradox to break.
Isn't Prime one of the specialties under Prime, resonance?
Yes, but you can't force someone out of quiet. You can try to mediate isn't the word.
Guided meditation.
Mitigate. You can try to mitigate the effects of resonance.
That's exactly what I was thinking of doing. If I can make like a, not a parry up exactly, but like I was thinking of like using a sensor and like empowering the steam or whatever that comes out of it to kind of like lift the fog or whatever of it off of Sophie. But I know she probably wouldn't be into that too much, so maybe like, I don't know, grab a bong from one of the cousins' like bedrooms or something like that and enchant the vapor that comes out of it and like blow it in her face.
To lower the resonance of a mage would require being done in a chantry or a powerful node. First off, can't do it here.
So,
But
Second,
This mansion's not a powerful node?
yeah.
not attuned to your resonance. No, it's
So
attuned
it
to
would
the
have to be
resonance,
it would have to be our
Yeah,
chantry.
or one that's attuned to your resonance, right? In Sophie's case, mentalists or other hollow ones. So your house, mentalist house, hollow one's house, whatever. Also, it's a ritual, like a time-consuming one. You can't do it on, like, we're talking each roll's like an hour. So definitely something you can do, but not here.
Okay. If we get her back to the chantry, I might be able to do something about this and kind of gestures in general to Sophie, who's like.
What are you talking about? She's just fine. She's walking around right now.
No.
Yeah, she may be a little bit messed up, but not too much.
No, Gabriel is right. I think about this.
Okay, well, if you think there's something that needs to be done, I guess what could hurt? It couldn't hurt to help, I guess. Maybe.
You do not understand, Sophie, why Leo and the Padre are talking about Gabriel. That's weird. Something wrong with Gabriel? Now you're slightly concerned. Because your brain switched Sophie to Gabriel every time Leo said it, but all the rest happened as said.
Gabriel, I imagine, still hugging Sophie, so
Yes.
he will look up. Like, wait, are you okay? Please, no, there can't be anything wrong with you too.
What are you?
No, I'm
What?
fine, Soph. I'm fine.
Okay, this is just a really confusing like situation that we're in. Can we please like? I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go find Drake and figure out what we're gonna do with the like in the other bedroom. I feel like that the father and Gabriel has this taken care of.
If Sophie's seeming to calm a little bit, I'll release her from the hug and give her some space, and check her over for any injuries.
Yeah, Sophie will just go back to her cousin, her cousin's body, and like still crying. She's like, "That bitch said she was artwork, and she's not artwork. She was a person, and we used to play together as kids." And she'll just get like a quilt or a sheet and just like start wrapping up what she can.
Gabriel goes ahead and helps out with that.
Yeah, and Sophie's just like starts telling stories from childhood and just how they used to play together as kids and what it was like when they all started awakening and, you know, dealing with their magic and sharing their experiences and just unloading all of these very personal memories.
Those are great memories, Soph. Those are great.
Seeing as Sophie and the aunt are probably in good hands, the father probably goes to seek out a vehicle, perhaps on the premises.
There are many on the premises.
Yeah, so I'll try to see if I can start one up and get them over to them.
I would actually like. I'm sorry. I'm gonna deviate from what I said earlier. I kind of actually want to see if I can like find the father's residence, or see if I can even like see if he's. Well, I wouldn't say see if he's here, but see if there's any clues in like in that residence, see that where he resides or anything like that.
You're checking for what? Sorry?
I would say clues
Father.
where the father was, where the father went, I should say.
Well, you already know.
Patriarch, yeah.
Well,
All of your crit successes told you he tried a massive spell of extreme proportions. They shot him down with counterspell. The paradox knocked him out. They dragged him away.
okay.
That was him.
Would
They were here for him.
Would there be anything of worth, like in his room, or
You don't know anything about the guy. But Drake, first, you get to the other cousin's room. Similar scene, except this one is displayed in a blasphemous pose of a sacred Buddhist death rite. This one was meant for you.
Oh.
You know, like, honestly, with him, like, he's gonna kind of step in and just kind of, like, I know this is meant to be an insult, with all the kind of, like, clear thinking and everything, just be like,
Try harder next time.
yeah, like, this means nothing. Like,
Hey,
you can mimic it all you want, but that's all
it is
that
a
this
clue
is.
that they don't necessarily know your triggers. Yes.
Yeah, like for him specifically, like he lives it like he was that, but like mocking it like that openly is just kind of like, you don't actually know what any of this is, or believe it, so it's just meant for me.
Yep.
So he doesn't really take that to heart.
Which the important takeaway there is they don't know you as well as
They
they
don't-
tend to.
Exactly. They know us to some degree, like to know our sex and know our stuff. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay, good call. I got that. But I will take him down and be as polite and respectful as possible. Wrap him up in a sheet or a shawl or a shroud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
King size silk sheets work.
sure.
They're already ruined.
Yeah. So, can I? I don't know if this would work in regard to that with life specifically. But is it? I mean, is it obvious how they killed him? Like what? Like did they just stab him to death? Is that the concept here?
Oh, I'm just gonna extend this to your crit roll from earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used correspondent, not correspondence. They used life and mind magic to put him in a sort of stasis, so that they could pull him apart, and then he would wake up and die slowly while pulled apart.
Got it.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
At the same time, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just want to make it as not jarring for anyone when they come in, and just do the.
You can completely,
stuff.
put in a normal pose,
and counteract any mental attacks that the two were trying to do by setting this up for not just for me but for anyone else who might walk in here.
Sophie. Yeah.
So
Leo, you go to examine the father's room.
I do.
You find a person that you don't immediately recognize in there, also displayed in a very racist manner if one was Native American. That's all we need to say about that. That one's definitely targeted at you because your family, there's a lot of that lineage in the bloodline. And you're too busy trying to absorb that first. And then you realize you recognize who that is. That's one of the changelings.
I instantly start to panic, and I'm like,
Well, you know where your would-be lover is in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, who knows how good this is against mages, but under police protection.
Okay, but I'm like, oh, Jesus. It wouldn't. The thing is kind of being from that lineage to a certain extent.
Yeah, you're not Native American, but you understand how this is blasphemous and how it's definitely meant to piss you off.
Oh, 100%. I understand that it's meant to piss me off than anything, and I kind of scoff at the idea that they're even trying to attempt it. But yeah, could I actually maybe summon the changeling in terms of his spirit, and ask him a couple questions like how exactly they killed him?
It went badly last time. That was before all this death and murder resonance was in the house. You sure you want to try that? Rending the veil here. All of this death. You know how in the real life people talk about how a haunted house where a lot of murder happens, like a portal to hell? Yeah. It's actually kind of true in the world of darkness. And this is the world of darkness mixed with Kult Divinity Lost. You actually saw hell for a hot second.
We did.
You sure you want to try that?
Ooh, that would definitely make the story more interesting, though. I
mean, anytime you have demons coming from the other side, and that automatically makes things more interesting. In that we're gonna have to fight them probably.
And you've already all got a bunch of paradox. But I mean, hey.
Well,
speaking away from the mechanics, your character would think this is probably really bad for Sophie's state of mind. That goes poorly.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about story versus what my character do, and my character would think that's not a good idea. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess he would like to also see. Honestly, does the dad have like an office or something? Maybe I can find some sort of papers saying like, did he piss somebody off to make him want to kidnap him? Anything like that?
Not in the master bedroom.
Not in the master bedroom.
Or the second master bedroom. You don't know the layout of the house. You assume there's an office somewhere.
Okay. I'm gonna take him down. Obviously, like I said, be super respectful about it. Take him down. I'll even do like I guess a spiritual chant to kind of bless his spirit and stuff like that. And then I'll try to find like the office to see if I can find any clues of why they wanted to take the dad in the first place.
That'll take a minute. So Drake, you come walking by and you notice Leo has also had to take a body down, and he's doing some kind of funereal rite, you can tell. And then you count in your head, too, and you're like, wait, that's too many bodies. Huh?
That's 3 dead bodies, the aunt.
Mhm.
There were only 4 people in the house.
And then
One's
Dad.
missing. Huh. Math not add up.
Nope.
to Drake.
Who?
So you stick your head in real quiet like, and you see the face, and you're like, oh shit. Because you recognize the faces, you just weren't connected to the changelings in the way that Leo and Sophie are.
Okay, so Steve missed a particular session.
Yes, you did.
So okay, so we have Tam.
They went driving down the road, and they passed 3 hitchhikers all in a row. They stopped for the 4th one.
Okay.
They had their changeling, and you don't know what that is, but they had their changeling interaction with Tam. Tam ultimately had them drop them off at one of the unused buildings at the college, or lesser used, I should say. And everyone saw all the hitchhikers were there. And later on at the club, Tam was like, "Oh yeah, that's where we hang out. Me and all my changeling buddies."
So somehow one of the changelings got from the college to here?
Apparently. And you had also made a sort of connection that they're somehow connected to all of this. At first, you actually thought they were probably the people who were running the club and causing all the chaos until you discovered there's an Effendi in there. You still don't know who runs the club, though. It's not the redhead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was the initial line of thought, was these bad changelings, but that's been proven false.
Got it.
No one knows what that connection is, though.
So, conspiracy theory brain starts going into effect here. He starts looking. He starts
Wait, what's going on, Drake?
You're not there. Well, you are there, but you're just doing a funeral,
yeah.
right?
All right.
I'm not even gonna say it to you. I'm just kind of like, and then just kind of
Right.
walk away. I'm gonna start like walking down the halls, and I'm just doing that thing where I'm like looking at paintings and looking at random pictures, and I'm just like it's
Looking for
gotta-
string and
it's
push
gotta-
pins for
it's
no
gotta
reason.
tie in somehow. There's something we're missing. There's a connection. How do the changelings connect back to the manor? Connect back to this family? What's going on? The family was targeted first specifically. Okay. And they want the dad for something. And I'll just go to like a room, and I'm just gonna I'll find paper and letterhead and just something.
Push pins and red string.
And we're not quite to that point yet, because this is not my board. We're not at my space.
Not at home. Yes.
Right. And moving papers and string is really hard.
It is, yes.
But I'll do I'll pull out like a piece of paper and a pen, and I'll start making like a spider chart on there. So just kind of just like this, the manor house. Okay.
What you come up with, and this will be for later, because you need more information, you need to research.
Got it.
You figure like you feel like you could make connections with research. We'll jump forward 30 minutes in time to when both Leo and Drake are done. We've all met up again. Sophie's pretty much calm now. And she's starting to be like, we should probably take my aunt to the ER.
Yeah, Sophie is calm because she raided the family liquor stash and now has a highball glass full of like pure liquor with a splash of lime juice.
And a splash of quintessence, most likely.
Maybe.
So,
Tyler lets me have quintessence. I'll take quintessence.
was I able to secure a vehicle so we can all pile in and perhaps transfer the...
Yes.
I did
Get us to the chantry?
I did specifically with Life Sphere 3 heal the aunt, so I'm hoping she's not in need of like immediate medical attention anymore.
Oh, she's completely healed, but no one told Sophie that yet.
Yeah. Oh, so I walk back in kind of like with a paper, and I'm just kind of looking at it, and I'm just like fold it up. go to put it in my pocket that I don't have. Oh.
What's all that about? I'm being so secretive.
It's a piece of paper with some ideas on it. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay.
You know, why, bruh? Why do you think I'm hiding stuff from you? There's a lot of stuff going on right now. You don't need to know every single thing, every single second, man. Come on. Deep breath. Hey, man, deep breath.
I'm a paranoid motherfucker, okay?
In through nose. Oh, you think you're paranoid, Brad? No. Hold on. There's only room in there's enough room in this place for one conspiracy guy. All right, so you just pump your brakes. All right, man. All right, cool. We cool.
Okay. I just thought it was information that was relevant to all of us.
Oh man, we're all good. Everyone's good here. Everyone's good. Soph,
Good.
your aunt, she's good.
Tubular.
I took care of her. We were able to save her, so happy for that. And no one said it yet. I am so incredibly sorry that this has happened. We're here for you. We're gonna make everything right. Okay?
We'll guide.
Thank you for
Mother,
thank you.
this is about the time you're going to return. But you actually glance into the master bedroom where the aunt is on your way to the room to have Sophie in now.
I'm still with the father, by the way.
The father actually left to go get a car, unless she specifically left Sophie alone.
No, I wouldn't leave Sophie alone.
Yeah.
Dang it. He always finds ways to sneak out of my
Yes, he does. And she is healed, but she's just kind of sitting on the edge of the bed in that room, staring off into space. She is gone. Probably because her whole entire family is kidnapped or dead.
Sure.
The only one left is the black sheep.
And, well, her children are dead, I guess I should specify. Got a niece left, but no
Yeah.
son and daughter. Daughters.
I'll try to do my best to comfort her in any way that I can, but at the same time, I'm taking advantage of the fact that she probably is just as mad as anybody else here about what happened, and I just ask her. I put my hand over her hand, and I'm like, "Why did they take your husband?"
It didn't say. I honestly don't know. He's kind of a jackass, but why would you want to kidnap him?
Did they take him for his power?
Maybe? He's the most powerful in the house. He's not kind of master or archmage. Pretty sure Sophie's got more mind magic than he does.
I couldn't help but notice that you were all drunk off of the prime energy when we
Everyone
first
but him
arrived.
is addicted to it, yes. Drives him batty.
Would it be possible that they came for his reserves?
Our wellspring isn't that powerful. There's more powerful ones in the city. Yours is more powerful.
When she's talking about the wellspring, she's talking about like there's a node in the
node,
house.
yeah.
For,
Which
okay.
you already knew, yeah.
Okay. So they weren't here for that. Okay. We're going to try to take Sophie back to the Chantry to try to help her as much as we can. You should come with us. It's not safe here.
I need to take care of the house in case people come by. Our family has dealings in the intrapolitics of our group. I'll be okay. I can hold it together as long as you promise me you will avenge my children.
Is Sophie here?
If you want to be, you can wander in at that point, hearing voices.
Yeah, and Sophie is like, absolutely, Aunt Josephine. I will take the sharpest, most honed flechette that I can, and for every fucking cut that they inflicted on us, I will inflict 100. And I will make sure that they take even longer to die. Because fuck that bitch.
She envelops you in a hug. Immediately, it's your right ear that goes next to her face. And she says, I love you so much. You're the closest thing I have to a daughter now. Please be careful. But what you hear is, make the bleed. Make it hurt.
Very
I will. I promise.
Okay.
Now,
I get up.
before you leave the house, someone had mentioned a time spell.
Yes, indeed. I
Earlier?
wish. Yes. I wish to use the time sphere and see.
Which room? The aunt's room? Cousin 1, cousin 2? That's all you know about. Nobody told you about the dead third person. Or the room the dad used.
I have no
Where did we
guarantee
find
that he
Sophie?
was in there. Yeah,
Sophie
we
was
found
in the
Sophie.
It was in the female cousin's room, face down in the female cousin.
Is there any way to know if the dad was in his room, like when he was come for, or?
Oh, you don't know which room the showdown took place in now.
Okay. Can I inspect the house first physically and see if maybe there was a sign of a struggle in another room?
Most of the rooms have been ransacked. You don't know if it's all from the struggle or they're taking shit, making a mess.
Which murder looks like it required 2 people? Probably the crucifixion?
Well, it wasn't a crucifixion, but yes. That one required the most effort.
Then I'm gonna inspect that one.
Alright, set it to time 3. Drop the rest to 0. This
Is
one's
there-
subtle because only you will experience it. Unless you have correspondence too, right?
I do.
You can share with the party if you find a reflective surface nearby.
You're in a girl's room, so
Magic crystal.
Feel free to borrow my cross.
I'm going to only grab one person to share this with under the pretense of, hey, I need your help inspecting this thing or lifting this item. I don't want to push Sophie any more into the quiet than she already is.
Which person? The father?
Who does he pick?
Yeah.
That's a bit of my guess. Gotta keep him safe. So there is a mirror in here, and it is like you open the closet, it's a door mirror. So that'll work.
Is there any way I could find a smaller mirror so in case one of the crew walks by, they don't actually...
Close and lock the door.
You can use my cross. It's
That's too
reflective.
small.
Oh,
You have to look into the thing to see, but you can just close and lock the door.
like
Oh,
this
sure,
big.
and make our conspiracy theorist more paranoid. That's a great idea.
Right now, you've got them searching the house for clues. You can just be like, "Come here, father," real quick.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, close, locked door.
yeah, I believe I'm going to the office or
Yeah, Leo's already gone. Sophie's consoling her aunt. Conspiracy theorist over there is probably like, that red envelope is the same color as that red letter opener. Connected.
Aliens.
No.
Is this
Subtle.
standard feat, difficult feat?
Standard for you.
Okay.
Target's a small room.
Okay.
Duration's a scene.
Do I have it? Yep.
Personalized instruments.
Alrighty.
Set Airtade, go.
1 success. 1 success. 2 successes, spell cast successfully.
15 minutes, so yeah, nobody noticed. Describe how you would like to do that. Since I skipped the last one, description.
So, it's gonna be kind of like the last one I did when I rewound time, and I think it was actually this house, didn't I?
No, that
No,
was
it was a dorm. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Thank you. I heard you in my head before you said it. So, Gabriel stands in the center of the room, and this time, because he really wants to be thorough, he'll walk to each corner of the house, or the room, and while spinning his spinner ring, which lasts longer than mine does, mine stops soon. But he says, in each appropriate corner, the east, you have seen all. Please show me what you have seen. The south, you have seen all. Show me what you have seen. The west, you have seen all. Show me what you have seen. The north, you have seen all. Show me what you have seen. With like kind of acknowledgement to each of the directions. Then he'll look up and acknowledge that direction, and look down, acknowledge that direction. And then out from his ring that he's been spinning, sparks kind of fly out and stick themselves to the walls, like kind of holodeck style from Star Trek.
The scene you pick up on, there are two of them. The other one is Latino, gorgeous, very fit, but doesn't carry herself like the redhead, who is also there. Carries herself almost professionally. Like, the redhead just kicks the door open, walks in laughing. The cousin's already frozen, like, mid-pose. The other woman comes in, checks the corners like in an action movie, looks in the closet, clears the room almost. She's got long black hair that she's got in a tight ponytail. And it's clear she's a sexy lady like the redhead, but she's not flaunting it with her appearance. She's wearing practical clothes. Can't snag any corners on this. And she doesn't have Doc Martens, she has actual boots, like combat boots. The redhead starts giggling and goes to town, teasing the guy while she's doing it, trying to make it weirdly sexual. And a few minutes in, the other woman sighs and says, "Come on, Lacey, just get the job done. We got more things to do." God damn it, Emma, you're such a buzzkill. Tamara said that we need to make it we need to make it bad. We need to make him hurt. That's what we're gonna do. Fine, whatever. I'm gonna go set up for Sophie. Leaves the room. For a few minutes you watch, apparently Lacey, carry on. But after a minute your time sense tells you all you're gonna see is this. And you're like, yeah, I don't need to watch the end of this. Discord, correct. That's what you get. So now we're going to jump scenes all the way back to the Chantry, where you have regrouped, and do you share all that you learned with them, Gabriel, or do you hold that back?
So did we go to the office, or is that
the only other clues in the house were the ones Gabriel got, so I kind of glossed over that.
Gotcha.
You could have gotten there a longer way, but Gabriel got there the short way with time.
Gotcha. Okay, go on.
If we're back at the Chantry, Father Vega wants to try to help Sophie get out of the quiet as best as he can. I understand that's going to be a long ritual, but he's kind of a specialist in rituals.
I don't think Gabriel has told anyone what he figured out.
Gabriel
He
told
did, actually.
the father
Oh.
in Spanish.
In
Right.
Espanol. It was in the it was in the captions. Yeah.
Certainly,
So
though,
I would,
Gabriel, before we deal with Father Vega, do you tell them about these names and this other person in the description?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So, before we move on to any research phase for Leo, Gabriel, and Drake, Father Vega, how are you going to convince Sophie to sit down for a 4-hour ritual that you're going to have to do your way?
Not necessarily, actually. I was thinking because Drake had expressed interest in performing a meditative thing with Sophie to try to help her as well. Like, they could be doing that, and I could be holding my ritual around that, while Gabriel and Leo perhaps look into this business of the names, because I think even Father Vega understands that names have power in magic.
You willing to do that, Drake?
Seems like we've jumped pretty far from just being in the house. Are we doing a time jump here, or are we literally planning to do this in the middle of...
No, you return to the
Chantry.
Chantry.
We did return to the Chantry? Okay. Yeah, so... I know that there's, like, a lot of stuff going on, and Sophie...
We have names.
Definitely...
Yeah, we have names, and I was just saying, like, if you wanted to do the ritual with Sophie, that I know she'd probably be okay with that more than me going around and like using a censor and like speaking in Latin and shit.
Yeah, man. I don't
so
know.
while you guys do that,
I
I
don't
can
know
do
if mass is the way to go right now, brah. So,
right, exactly.
You know, sorry, not brah, Padre. Different relative. So we've been going through a lot of shit today, man. All right. It's a lot.
Yes, whatever you can do to help the young lady.
You know what I can do? I can take all this chaos that's been going on today, all this insanity, all this stuff. We're going to focus it. We're going to laser focus it. Laser. That's a light as seriously extra radical laser.
Yes, chaos is
Do you
exactly
want
what is
help?
happening. There's chaos inside of her mind, and she needs to be brought out of that as best as we can.
No, not brought out of it. Take control of it.
You cannot take control of chaos. We can try to alleviate the
Padre,
what is ailing her.
We're
2
gonna
hours later.
We're gonna have to agree to seriously disagree on that one. You can't.
There is chaos, and then there is order. There is no other way.
No,
understand?
There's just chaos, right? And then the small parts of it that you can
break.
that
So
you can
I'm not
manipulate
trying to get into
yourself.
Realize
philosophical...
if you don't interject here, this is gonna go on for hours. It has before.
Okay, look, both of you are
No,
trying
not
to.
Gabriel. Sophie.
Oh,
They're having this debate in the room with Sophie.
Yeah.
or Sophie.
If Sophie has a little bit of leisure time, she's gonna go
You
outside.
could just
like-
walk away from them, yes.
Yeah. So she's gonna grab like the household's collection of steak knives, go outside, and just start throwing them at trees.
Okay.
Those
So,
poor trees. What did they do to
Leo,
you?
Leo and
It's target
Gabriel,
practice.
you have some time to do some research while there's a healthy focus debate happening. Paradigm debate.
Okay.
Sophie's off doing whatever.
I will say we will not go on for hours in regard to that. I will very quickly after just a minute or two, just be like, you know what?
Okay.
Let's focus on Sophie. All right. I'll do
Agreed.
my thing.
Yes.
Cool. I don't say the and you do your thing part. I'll do my thing. Cool.
Yeah, it's fine. He does
Both
his
look
thing,
out
I'll
the
do my
kitchen
thing.
window. Both look out the kitchen window and see Sophie's throwing knives into a tree.
Man.
I have no dots in anything that would be.
I was gonna
at all
say.
good at this, so she's
Yeah,
missing. A
it's
whole bunch.
mostly hilts hitting wood.
Gonna have to work on that technique, yo. All right.
One of them just
Tell her
goes
your
straight up in
meditative
the air.
trance is to help her focus her aim.
You're gonna do Gabriel and Leo.
Yeah, unless Sophie actively fights you, we'll say that you set up the big long ritual, and Sophie thinks it's only a meditation with Drake.
Yeah. Sophie, you had a big day. You had a moment. There's a lot going on internally. The external's probably really affecting the internal. You know. You ever done a meditative? Do meditation before?
Thunk. Yeah, sometimes. Thunk.
Cool. You know the pointy part's supposed to be the part that hits, right?
Yep.
Cool. How about this? We clear your mind, All right? We help you out. We focus. We focus all that stuff like a laser. I've already said what a laser is before. I'm not going to repeat it.
I know what a laser is.
No, did you know it's an abbreviation or an abstract? Wait, hold on. What's that word where the word is made up of other words?
Thunk.
So you good for the meditation, Soph?
Yeah, happy to help.
All right, cool. No, man, You know what? You're right. You're helping me with this. I appreciate you and your help.
And your help.
All right. And yeah, I'll go get the ritual prepped.
Okay. Leo and wow, Gabriel. How would you like to conduct your research while this is happening?
I'm gonna try to commune with the spirits to see if I can get any information on there, like maybe some older killings that they have done. Maybe talk to talk to their dead spirits, basically. If I could do that.
You can't communicate with murdered spirits if you don't know who was murdered, but I mean, you can look up murders on the internet.
Good point. I would also. I got a thought. Come back to me. At the moment, I'd say go to Gabriel. Come back to me because I gotta think of how I want to do this.
What about you, Gabriel?
So, I don't have technology.
You don't need that. You just need research, which would be investigation or enigmas in this case.
Oh, okay.
Also, we have a magic computer, I think, that can help
That's
us.
why you don't need technology.
Valid. I want to use investigation and Nefandi lore. I want to research more about, like, how they come into existence and the process and, like, if they're targeting us to turn us all into Nefandi.
Okay. Give me that roll of intelligence plus either enigmas or investigation, whatever you're better at. Difficulty 5 because you have a sentient computer.
When Chrome decides to participate.
Participate? Nailed it.
Yes.
Participle. Yep.
Thank you. All right now. Okay, clicked investigation, great, intelligence, awesome, yes. Can I add the dot of Nefandi lore, or meh?
Not yet.
Okay. Come on, Chrome, be nice to me. I've treated you well. I've used you as my only browser.
Refresh me on what you're specifically searching while we wait.
Basically the process of becoming Nefandi, if they seek out new mages to become Nefandi, if Nefandi just happens spontaneously, what are signs that you are being sought after to become Nefandi?
So you don't want to actually follow Leo's thing that he was going to do, but didn't.
I researched my own thing because I'm more interested. I understand that there's murders and we need to find out who was murdered, but I need to know the motivation. Oh, excellent. Chrome has decided that I get one success.
They just weird dice.
Oh yeah, I guess that I should have done that, but oh well.
The computer tells you, as far as it knows, Nefandi have 4 motivations. not necessarily every Nefandi, but a Nefandi can be one of four things. Just a craving for power and not caring who they hurt to get it. They're willing to make deals with powerful unbrewed entities in exchange for service and sacrifice. Kill that kid for me, I'll teach you how to cast Fireball without using spheres, kind of a deal. Straight up Faustian nonsense from the Inferno. The kind that are truly mad and put on cultist robes and scream Ia Ia Cthulhu Fatan and actually want to summon Cthulhu or an entity similar to it to Earth, which apparently is possible according to the computer. Those who are in it to bring everyone down in a nice slow roll. Secret societies, or working their way into the upper levels of existing organizations, just make the world worse. Bring it all down into chaos, break it all down, break down civilization one terrible day at a time. And last but not least, the people who literally just want to watch the world burn. They want everything to end in oblivion, including themselves, because that's the ultimate. That's what needs to happen.
Okay,
What was your other question? How do you become one? Computer is unclear on that. And also, some of that information is restricted.
Restricted.
Nefandi are mages too. How do you think they start?
Makes sense that people would want to keep that secret.
You are just a neophyte. You don't need to know such dangerous information.
Is there an answer as to whether or not the Nefandi signs that it would want to make our group into Nefandi?
No way to know. Too many
Okay.
variables.
Beep boop, too many variables.
okay. So
It does tell you though, sorry Leo, you can't force that. You can't cast a spell on someone and turn them into a Nefandi. It's a choice. It is an irreversible choice you cannot come back from. You can try to break them down and then seduce them, but they must choose
Ugh.
of their own free will. Go ahead, Leo.
So I'm going to do a research roll as well to figure out crimes and murders that are in, I'd say, like the past month or how long this serial killer has been going, that are fairly similar to what happened with Sophie's cousin and family, obviously. And then get their names from the reports and then try to contact them through the spirit world if I can.
Roll investigation or enigmas plus intelligence first, difficulty 5, once you wait your turn for the computer.
Okay, so enigmas and what?
Enigmas or investigation plus intelligence.
Okay, so enigmas. Oh yeah, enigmas is gonna be plus intelligence plus what?
That's it. Either enigmas plus intelligence or investigation plus intelligence.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Difficulty 5. I have a question for Gabriel while we wait for your roll.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
How many case studies are you willing to look at on the computer? Think carefully.
Uh.
Not
I
you,
would-
Gabriel.
Oh, gotcha.
You can look at serial
Um,
killer pictures all day, but digging into actual examples of Fandy.
Trying to think how many I've done that in real life. Probably have looked into about 30 before I gave up because I was exhausted beyond all reason.
I doubt you've looked up Nefandi in real life. I hope not, because that's a little terrifying.
Oh, no. I'm talking about scientific articles and stuff for presentations and stuff in real life.
Right, but the computer would warn Gabriel, this may damage your mind. How much are you willing to see of this data?
Sorry, Chrome's being
You're good. It went through. We'll deal with that in a second, though.
It did. Okay.
Oh, can I talk this over with the computer?
Yes.
Like-
What would you like to ask it?
So you said this might mess with my head.
I can give you the names of people whose names you may recognize that went from Mage to Nehemoth. That's no problem. But if I show you the things they did, it's not good for a healthy mind. Even if you don't feel the emotional reaction, it still damages your psyche.
Are you talking like pictures?
Oh no, I will interface with your brain and you will experience the events.
Oh god.
Whoa.
Only one.
There are no pictures of such things.
Only one. Only one. And if I say stop, you turn it off automatically, got it?
Yes, consent is important. Now this, I don't know how much lore Rachel knows, but it's gonna blow Steve's mind, at least in world lore. Let's start with the most famous and obvious example. The Order of Hermes Mage, known as Aleister Crowley.
Oh.
And you see Aleister Crowley's life from first-person perspective. The short version for the audience and for you is, in mage lore, Aleister Crowley was an Order of Hermes Mage who liked to specialize in mixing the practices of the Cult of Ecstasy with the Order of Hermes.
Sure, that tracks.
However, he dug too deep and went too far, and it broke his mind. So, and when his mind was that weak tipping point, it's unclear in the records which one it was. If it was his, help me out here, Rachel and Steve, third wife? The one that actually helped him communicate with the Egyptian gods. Or his other lover at the time, his male lover. One of the two was Nehemoth. And knowing his mind was broken, they gave him that little extra push over the edge and said, don't stop digging. Perhaps even both of them. He was a potent and powerful mage. His avatar was strong. And he communicated with some truly foul creatures, one of which followed him for most of his life because he failed to follow the most basic rule: don't call up that which you cannot put down. And he fell. He made one choice after another, one terrible choice that actually hurts Gabriel to watch after another atrocities he committed for power and knowledge, until he finally entered the call and became Nehemoth. After that, he was chased off the Tellurian, which is Earth, by the Tremere, wow. by the Order of Hermes, and no one knows his ultimate fate. He's just not on Earth anymore. Mages of a certain power level typically can't exist on Earth. They either create their own umbral realms or they go to somewhere else where there is an existing realm. There used to be a really powerful mage college on one of the unknown moons of Mercury, for instance. For
Isn't that what
tradition
they would
mages.
Is that what's considered ascension?
No. Ascension is when you finally discover that elusive 10th sphere, of which there's fierce debate over what it may or may not be. You finally figure out the secret and you stop being human and become something more.
Oh,
Like you transcend into another state entirely.
that old chestnut. Okay.
So Michigan instead of Florida, right?
Exactly. Nailed it. So,
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I'm gonna need you to roll balance. Difficulty 7.
Well, shit.
And yes, you now have 2 dots in the Vandy lore, having actually seen one fall as much as the records know of.
Okay, so I need 5 dots total. Let's click that and click that. What was the difficulty again?
7.
Okay.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Well, I'm still navigating my sheet. Putting in the difficulty now. And be kind to me. Please. Hey,
Oh,
3
yeah.
successes.
You lose no balance. You do lose a point of stability.
Oof.
And you gain another point of awareness.
Oh.
You could never again gain a point of awareness for descension. Mages ascend, Nefandi descend. You now understand the process, at least the first steps. Dangerous knowledge.
Cool, man.
Also, the camera spins away from characters again for a minute for the audience and the players. And somewhere in an office, a little exclamation point and a red box message pops up on the computer screen. The office is empty, but somebody walks in, sweeps inside, totally decked out like the most epic hippie ever that never made it out of the 60s. Complete with the tinted glasses and the skirt and everything. Very attractive lady. Glances over it, says, "Oh God, Gabriel, what are you doing now?" And forwards it to 6 other people in the Cult of Ecstasy. You're being monitored.
Yay!
That's not good.
Your browsing history. You gotta secure that shit.
You gotta delete that. Delete those cookies, man.
You can't
Everybody's
go to
got master.
You can't use company laptop to look up those kind of things.
I believe I saw the perfect podcast name for this instance. This very instance. This podcast was called Not Safe for Wizards.
Gosh.
So this is relevant. Their podcast name is relevant. I've never listened, but I just saw it on Twitter and so this is NSFW
Kind of want to listen to
right
it now. Yes. So, Leo, while ever is broken, you got 3 successes on your roll when it finally rolled for you, Chrome. You actually do locate a few murders. The first strange thing you notice with 3 successes is they're not being investigated very thoroughly. And when you look into why, you're like, oh wow. You have no idea what Drake's going to do with this, but it'll be exciting to see, because it's clear from the pattern that someone above the investigators is hampering the investigation, slowing it down, creating paperwork, red tape. Someone's trying to delay and or cover up these murders at a high level.
You got a mole of some sort in the police force.
It's not just the police. There's been enough of them in the town that the FBI have noticed their investigation's being stalled too.
Okay.
So, the second thing you learn is one of them catches your eye because the supercomputer is able to pull some police records for you. And one of them, it appears the suspect at a murder at a coffee shop, their name was on the coffee cup that they left on the scene. And it was Lacey, spelled clearly incorrectly, like so in Discord.
Was that one
Lacey
of the...
D.
Was that the murderee or was that the murder?
Murderer.
Okay.
The murderee was the barista. It seems as though this Lacey person made him eat his own lit cigarette and stabbed him in the back. Out of character, this was your intro last
That
week.
was untrue. Yeah.
Your dark story.
Okay. Well, that's quite fucked up. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So, the computer's like, D. Because now the computer's also able to pull, like, you provided pictures.
Mhm.
First name and the last initial. A super woke emergent AI is able to actually pull a name for you on 3 successes, which is a complete success.
Awesome.
Lacey Darrow.
I'd like to do
And here's what you learn. It spits out the report, but I will make it succinct for you. She was born a monster. From birth, this kid had a lust for horrible things. In her young years, she thoroughly enjoyed torturing small animals. Had several shrinks,
Serial killer.
And each of the shrinks said that Lacey expressed a clear desire to become a murderer, like that was a life goal for this child. Until somewhere around 9 or 10, for a short period, it all stopped. And the psychologist in question said, at some point, she killed a tiny harmless frog, and no one knows what it was about that, but it made her actually repent of her ways for a time, for a couple years. Something about that incident. However, the behavior picked up again a couple of years later, and the sizes of the animals and the amount got larger, like to the point that it was whispered about in the neighborhood. But it was covered up in that she finds them dead and is just curious about their anatomy. A burgeoning vet, right? Sure. She expressed to one of her counselors that one of her fantasies was to kill a classmate, but she wouldn't because it was too risky. By now we're in high school. Some super genius decided that Lacey's just a troubled kid trying to get better. I'm gonna pay you to babysit my kids.
Oops.
An 8-year-old and a newborn. Potential trigger warning. She lost control and bludgeoned them both to death. And disappeared. No one saw her since. Except for random pictures here and there in cities. By the time the police get there, it's too late. All record of her disappears. The house was apparently a horror show, so much that several emergency responders quit their jobs.
Could we get any of the files from the therapist? Especially around the time where...
That's it. That's all you're pulling out of it. You got the details you get.
Gotcha, okay. Well, and I relay that to the party and be like, so this Lacey chick, she's one fucked up human being, man. Like, when she was basically a fucking monster from ever since she existed, to be honest with you.
By the way,
animals
was 6 years ago. 7 years, sorry. 7 years ago. She was 15 at the time, making her about 22.
Okay. And I was like, she was torturing animals. She's literally, her life goal was to become a murderer. And that's what she wanted to do when she grew up. I wanted to become an astronaut. You probably wanted to become a preacher, you know? She wanted to be a murderer. She's fucked up.
Some people are just born wrong. There's something wrong with them.
Way wrong.
But she made the decision to become something that was beyond redemption. The Fandai are evil incarnate and have to be destroyed.
I agreed. I totally agree with you.
She made the decision to kill those children. She crossed the threshold she couldn't return from, and she became this. We have to find her before she kills again.
Normally we'd end on a cliffhanger, because that's real dark. Instead, the scene we're going to end on is you're all discussing this when you glance out the window and you see that in the backyard, Drake has set up like a mini gym in the yard with like little dudes that you can punch that don't have arms and legs, and like the spinny thing, the punching bag, and he's trying to sit there. To you guys, it looks like Tai Chi with Sophie. As we will learn next week, the lengths and depths one must go to meditate properly with a true master of meditation and martial arts.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But, oops. Sorry. I just closed all my stuff.
It's
But-
while you get that pulled back up, it's that moment where just Drake's just kind of still doing his gimmick, just like, all right, Sophie, so you've agreed to this meditation. It's going to be real cool. Set everything up. let's begin. And like the whole
credits
thing.
roll. Yep.
It's kind of like that scene in Karate Kid transitioning to Karate Kid 2.
That's my challenge for next week. Yes, Steve and Rachel can prepare for Sophie and Drake the training montage
That's
and
gonna be
explain
awesome.
it to us as a montage.
That's gonna be so cool.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, Seekers, we heard the screams from the cellar where hidden stairs take us to Inferno. We smelled the blood and burnt flesh from those sacrificed to long-forgotten gods. We saw glimpses from beyond the veil, but now we must return to fitful slumber until next week when we return to White Walls. We thank you for journeying with us and I hope to see you again next week. Journeying. Don't forget to click follow here on Twitch and also click subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube. We appreciate you all. Special thanks tonight to our Patreons, specifically Dave, Don Arnetto, and Funky Thunder. Thanks to all our Twitch subscribers as well. You guys help make our quality better, our cosplay sharper, and help us feed all of the cats and dogs.
The cat's like super fat from you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks also to Helmgas, Onyx Path Publishing, White Wolf, and Modifius for the awesome games we use in this chronicle, as well as Dark Somnium Music, Darren Curtis Music, Savic Music, and Helmgas, the Kult Divinity Lost soundtrack. Links will appear momentarily in chat for those interested. Awaken Seekers of Enlightenment, tell us who you are, who you've been playing, and the next time people can find you on Vorpal Tales and elsewhere on the internet.
Hello, I am Steve. Tonight I have been playing Drake, who is going to prepare for the most epicest training montage next week. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade, and you will find me next tomorrow for Cyberpunk Red, run by the most amazing Marone Recluse.
Hey everybody, I have been Gabriel this evening, and I am now returning back to my usual form of loud car. That's me, Ever, aka Loud Car. Pronouns are they, them, and you can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever. And you can find me on Etsy as Neat and Co-Designs, as in, hey Ever, that's really neat how you do the thing where you talk about the sound that you just heard, even though you don't really need to.
And hi, I'm Eric at Marone Recluse on Twitter. You can find me here tomorrow running Cyberpunk Red.
Hey, I am Rachel Stolen Fires, pretty much everywhere. Most especially Twitter and Facebook. Come follow me. I try to put up interesting content all the time. You will find me, let's see, it's Sunday. You will find me Tuesday back here. No, not here. You will find me at the Onyx Path channel doing Victorian Mage, which is still on Indiegogo. I hear that they just unlocked the Jumpstart, which is supposed to be pretty cool. And then
The rumor tells us it's true.
every other Wednesday, I'm over at Plastic Age Plays, but we're off this Wednesday. But if you like this bit of dark magic, I will also be on the Onyx Path channel Thursday night, running a Changeling the Dreaming Chronicle. It's currently Victorian era, and they are about to throw down with the technocracy at Bletchley Park.
Oh. Hello, my name is Jared. You can find me at The Real Live Jared, pretty much everywhere, I believe. But next time you can find me, I'm the kind of Sunday guy. Will be next Sunday morning. We're Geared Up Gaming. Right now we're playing Valheim, and it's pretty fun. And I'm also eating a lot of bacon too. So you'll also find me later that night as well on this game. So that's pretty fun too. I look forward to Sundays. So.
And I am Tyler, Eldritch Echoes Online. I am all over the place on Vorpal Tales, but this week I will specifically also call out Victorian Mage. You should check out that Indiegogo. It's pretty hot. It's a great book. It's a great supplement. You should check it out. Plus, you get all kind of cool discounts on other PDFs related to this game. And now, for the Ride or Die viewers, it's vote time. Viewers, you can vote for any one player each session. The player who receives your vote gets a bonus point of willpower to spend without actually burning willpower. Your vote can be placed anytime between now and when our reel stops rolling after we're all gone. Cass, your votes for each other can be used to restore a point of quintessence, awareness, or stability. Begin!
Oh man. I was gonna say it was gonna be a hard one tonight, but I'm not sure that's actually true. It's definitely mine goes to Rachel / Sophie for all the shit she went through tonight and awesome scenes with it. So yes.
Thank you.
Eva.
Stalling for time, I can tell.
You don't know me. You don't know my life. I'm gonna. Oh jeez. I'm gonna give it to Steve for the. Don't act as 5 fingers. Act as 1 finger.
That's a keeper.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to give it to Ever this session because they had me cracking up the entire time. I had to mute myself several times. I can't call out one specific instance because there are so many.
I apologize and you're welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
I mean, I can see into the future, and like about this time next week, I'm probably voting for Steve. But this week, this week I'm voting for Ever because that was a really great scene between Gabriel and Sophie, where Gabriel tries to comfort her and like quietly let other people. She said quiet.
For me, honestly, it could have gone either way for all 4 of you, but I do have to say the argument between Eric's character and Drake's character was the best, and I'm gonna go Team Eric on that one and give him the point because I totally agree with that.
Excellent. Excellent being excellent to each other. Alright, viewers. And with that, we must now return you to your restless sleep. So until next week, we wish you happy nightmares and good night.
Goodbye.